it on our station website now.
Log on now to ESPNABL.com.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and we are live in the Ingles studio on this Friday afternoon. As yes, the NFL playoffs kick off this weekend. We got the wild card round. We're going to play Beat the Chief today. Unfortunately, Asheville Police Chief David Zach could not join us in the studio. There's pressing city business going on. Those of you who keep up with that side of the world, you probably know what we're talking about. But we have his picks.
He sends his best. Yeah. He wishes he could be here. and we will miss him for this segment.
Yes, indeed. We will play Beat the Chief. Also, in the second hour, we will talk about, of course, more about the playoffs and who needs to win this weekend. What do you mean when who needs to win this weekend?
The question, I've heard this asked a bunch of times, and I've yet to hear anybody answer it correctly. Who would benefit the most from a win and be harmed the most by a loss? Because to me, it's not even close.
Okay.
And I've yet to hear one person say this team or this player, and I don't think it's even vaguely close. I keep hearing Matthew Stafford, and I don't get that even a little bit.
Okay, we'll talk about that in the second hour of the program. Welcome into the live YouTube stream, by the way. Go to thesportsocracy.com if you have not joined us yet in the live stream. Please do so. Click on that live video link at thesportsocracy.com. Click on that subscribe button so you can get in on the chat as well. We're talking all football here on another Football Friday. We only have a couple of these left.
Oh, no, we got plenty.
And that's...
we got like 16.
16?
Yeah, we got like 16 more of these.
Oh, going up to the draft.
Yeah, the draft is not until the end of April. We got plenty of football left.
We won't have actual real football, though. Matchups coming up in the weekend.
We won't have like
and
results like Team A won, Team A lost. We won't have that.
Well, I mean, until the USFL kicks off.
And I won't care.
You won't care at all? Oh, come on.
I will not care.
Spring football, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is one time I will say you cannot make me care, and there is nothing that's going to happen that will change that.
All right, welcome into the program, and let's get it going. Beat the Chief, sans Asheville Police Chief David Zach, but we have his picks. Not able to join us here in the studio. And just to get you caught up, in case you missed it, in case you know how things happened at the end of the regular season, Jeremy and I finished in a dead set tie, even with a push on the last weekend of the football season. And then Jeremy goaded me into putting the tiebreaker on the national championship game. I finally relented thanks to the great support of the members of the House of Reprehensibles, and we won, folks. We beat the Ginger Ninja. So I have taken the regular season title.
Unless you got a mouse in your pocket, there's no we here.
Oh, I give them credit. I give them credit. I give them credit because I never would have taken it without their support.
For goading you into a win that you didn't actually want to do. Okay. Interesting way of looking at that, but hey, whatever you do.
It's okay. It's okay. You lost, and it's okay. You still got the playoffs. You can make a rally here and win the playoff edition of Beat the Chief. We have 6 playoff games this weekend in the NFL. It all kicks off tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 as the Cincinnati Bengals will be taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And, of course, you want to watch the game with us. The best way that we can do that is to be on camera. So we're going to do that. We will have a live reactions stream going tomorrow at 4:30 during the Raiders and Bengals game. We invite everybody to join us for that.
Our happy hour today will be, what exactly do you want to see from that? We've had people ask us to do this all year long. Oddly enough, this is the first time it's actually worked. To where we could both be here. There was no anything taking your time. I could physically be here. It just so happened to work.
Indeed. And we will be here with like I said, all of the expert analysis, quote unquote, of the game. But you got Cincinnati against Las Vegas. We thought it was only fitting that this be the game because these teams have both proven me wrong.
You have poo-pooed the Raiders all year long.
Oh, absolutely. And
I hope you continue to do that. Without knowing who you're going to pick, I hope you continue to poo-poo the Raiders.
Oh, I'm going to.
Because there is not a seat on this bandwagon for you. We didn't save you a seat. We gave your seat to someone who believed.
And I will gladly give up my ticket for whoever that person is, because I still have very little faith in the Las Vegas Raiders. I look at this as Cincinnati's a 5.5-point favorite, and I think they will cover. And I don't think it's really going to be all that close. I believe in Cincinnati's offense. I believe in Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all of that. I think they're going to win big time.
And I don't.
You think they're actually going to lose this game?
I do. I think the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win this game. And if you had to take a guess at plus 5.5, how much of the money was on the Las Vegas Raiders, what would you say it is? I'll just go ahead and tell you, tickets are 50-50. It's a dead split.
I'm going to say 53% of the money.
91 is on the Raiders.
Of the money?
Of the money is on the Raiders.
Wow.
Which makes me feel warm and fuzzy that I'm right.
Okay.
And look, this is not really I don't believe in the Bengals thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mixture of I don't believe in Zach Taylor. I do believe something. And look, I'm not the touchy-feely Disney fairy tale ending, loved miracle, Rudy, nonsensical person.
Right.
However, I don't know that I've ever seen a team go through more adversity in 1 year than the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think everybody would agree with that.
I also do not know how the Cincinnati Bengals are going to stop Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow. Don't really know how they're going to stop Josh Jacobs, but we'll table that in a minute.
Okay.
When your two best weapons do things that the other team can't stop, and I fully believe this is going to be a track meet, that makes me feel a little bit better about where things are going. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Raiders are going to stop Cincinnati either.
Okay.
More than anything, I love the over in this game.
What is the line?
No matter what you're getting the number at, because the number has just bottomed out.
What is the number?
As of right now, live, it's 48.5.
Over.
And I think that is stupid.
As soon as you said 4, I'd be over.
I fully believe that is stupid.
Yes.
Because these are two really good offenses.
Yes. This could be a game in the 60s like it was with the Chargers game.
I won't be shocked if this game's 24-21 at the half. Solely because I don't know how either one of these teams can stop the other one.
I don't either. And I believe that much more in the Cincinnati Bengals offense than I do in the Raiders offense.
I believe more in the Bengals offense. I believe far less in Zach Taylor, and I believe a lot in Gus Bradley. I believe a lot in a guy he's about the only guy in this game that's ever done this before.
Right.
And I have a funny feeling that he is going to concoct a scheme that will harass Joe Burrow.
Okay.
There would be nothing. Look, for me, there's no loser here because whoever wins this game, I'm fully on board. I hope you go all the way. Because these are two perennial, more loser franchises,
yes,
which I tend to have more of a warm, fuzzy place in my heart for. Jets fan, you've supported me. Now it's my turn to support you. But
either of these teams you will be supporting next week against Tennessee?
I'm not telling you I'm going to pick them. I will be low-key rooting for them.
Okay, all right.
The thing that I still can't fit, it would be very fitting to me as somebody that trended in Cincinnati for saying you should have taken Penny Sewell instead of Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. And I've admitted, Jamar Chase has been far better than I could have ever thought he would be. You're going to be missing 2 starters on the offensive line in this game. Line's not that good anyway. Your defense has been overrated all year long. That's just how prodigious this offense is. I have a weird feeling. Gus Bradley is off that Seattle tree. And you know what Seattle did with the Legion? Everybody remembers the Legion of Boom. Mm-hmm. And they remember K.J. Wright and Bobby Wagner. You know what they did better than practically any defense I've ever seen? They would use what you wanted to do against you. If you wanted to throw on them, they would let you throw to your heart's content. But you wouldn't do anything else. There were times the Legion of Boom absolutely got eviscerated in the passing game. Mm-hmm. But you couldn't run on them. Mm-hmm. If it was 3rd and 1, there's 9 dudes in the box. Good luck. Good luck.
I feel like that's a dangerous game to play with Joe Burrow and
I'm not
Jamar
saying
Chase.
It's not, but this is a series of guys. Basically, look at everybody on that offense. How many of them have ever played in a playoff game? Mm-hmm. It's very few. Mm-hmm. Can't say it's none because there might be somebody bottom of the roster that I'm not thinking of.
Right.
There's not many. Riley Reese played in a few. Mm-hmm. Yay. Hey, good for you. You're also not very good at football. And I get Max Crosby and I get Yannick Ngakoue. Mm-hmm. That makes it a lot easier for me to scheme you, knowing full well that edge rushers have messed with you all year long. I think this is the game of the weekend. I think the NFL set this schedule up completely backwards because I think this is the best game of the weekend.
Really? I think this is a great way to start the weekend with a bang. I mean, you want to, as Nuke LaLoosh would say, announce your presence with authority. Well, you've done it. The NFL scheduling team has done it by putting this as the first game. I mean, down the stretch of the season, the Raiders came up with big win after big win. They had to scratch their way into the playoffs. Cincinnati was at a weird point where nobody thought they would be in. They've clinched the division, and they're resting players for the last game of the season, trying to get everybody healthy for a playoff run. Yeah, I didn't expect either of those things to happen. The question on my mind is Joe Burrow ready for the big stage? Is he ready for playoff football? And
Joe Burrow's the one thing I feel pretty good about. It's the things around him that make me nervous.
The offensive line?
The offensive line makes me nervous. The defense makes me nervous.
Okay.
I feel like that defense has been given a lot of credit for a lot of things that Trey Hendrickson did. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot else to love there. And I look at how it's laid out, and I just go, you know what, the Raiders team has more of an advantage than the people think. And then I saw how much I've seen the public narrative and the Vegas narrative. Mm-hmm. I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've ever seen a game lay out like this where I wasn't right to follow Vegas and not the public. I'm taking the Raiders. Asheville Police Chief David Zaks with you on the Cincinnati Bengals. And I can't wait to do this game live.
Yep. I don't think.
And if I'm right, oh, buddy, if I'm right, that fourth quarter, I have a little surprise. I'm not going to disclose what it is. Just if you want to watch the commentary, if you don't want to hear our voices for 3 hours a game, if the Raiders are clearly winning this game, mm-hmm. about 5 minutes to go, switch over, go to the YouTube. Because I got a little thing planned.
Okay. All right. Bengals -5.5 for me. Chief will go with me as well. And Jeremy's taking the Raiders plus the 5.5. Then the night game tomorrow night is the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. And it's going to be cold as cold can be.
There are 6 games on this slate. We only universally agree on 2. Mm-hmm. This is one of the 2.
This is one of the 2 that we agree on. Well, it's another Arctic type of a game. Mm-hmm. This time, though, there's not going to be the wind. This time there won't be 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. There has a lot been made out of Josh Allen and his completion percentages during cold weather games. And I don't know that I'd really care about any of that.
You don't care about Josh Allen's record in those games? I'll be honest with you. If you just blindly listen to the stat, it's very misleading.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and I can't remember exactly what the record is. Yeah, that's in games under 35.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those were 2 years ago. So I don't really know what it is that people. The thing about statistics, I can make them say whatever I want to.
Mm-hmm.
To say that Josh Allen's not good in cold weather is a myth. He played at Wyoming. It's not exactly. I don't know if you've ever been to Wyoming, and I haven't. I've flown over it.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly a balmy 80 in November.
No, this is. I have been to Wyoming, and the only time that I went to Wyoming was in the middle of my summer break in grade, in between second and third grade. And I remember I still had to wear pants during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put my pants on.
I look at this game and go, if anybody was coaching the New England Patriots other than Bill Belichick,
mm-hmm.
this would be a 7.5-point line.
Yes.
Because to me, talent-wise, they're not even close.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even close. Now that the Bills have figured out that Devin Singletary should be the bell cow, let's stop playing this Zach Moss game or Matt Breida. You got one running back.
Mm-hmm.
Lean on that one running back. I feel like that balances the offense out more solely because there are more things that Devin Singletary can do. When you really get under the stats, a lot of people like to talk about how good Zach Moss's hands are. Really dive deep into what he does. Nobody's scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody scared of Zach Moss in the flat. But look how many receiving touchdowns. I don't care. Most of them were from the 3-yard line because he would pretty much catch it and fall down. Devin Singletary didn't do that. And I think Josh Allen's arm and the fact that he'll be able to press the ball downfield and Mac Jones won't. I fully believe. Look, I don't love Sean McDermott. I think that's been clearly defined.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a smart guy. And I think when you go back and watch that tape from the blizzard game or the wind game or whatever you want to call it.
The minor snowstorm game.
I think, well, it snowed a lot in Buffalo. I think it became very obvious that Mac Jones can't throw in the wind. I don't know what he can do in the cold. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I know he has not looked particularly good in cold weather games. There's only been a handful, but he hadn't looked particularly good in them. They didn't look particularly good against Miami last week. I'm a level. I don't think this team's very good. I think they're very well coached, and Bill gets the most out of this team.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, how many ways can New England win this game?
One.
And what is that?
Control the game and run the ball.
And how do you stop them? Because, all right, let's say you do that.
Stephon Diggs gets COVID. I mean,
that is a way to go about that. It's going to be really cold. The Bills have been here before. In large part, this New England team hasn't. I never love guys in their first playoff start. Ever. I don't care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I do not love guys in their first playoff start. And I think this is one of those games, if a game blew out, this is the one that I think could blow out. I could see a path where you see something weird happen and Buffalo wins this 34-6. New England gets behind. Something weird happens early.
Yeah.
Maybe Mac throws an interception. Buffalo's in short field. Next thing you know, it's 14-0, and New England's looking around going, what just happened?
Right.
And they don't have a way. There's nothing you can do at that point.
If at any point in the game they get behind like that, I don't think they can come back.
I agree.
You can't get behind by 2 scores with with a weaker armed quarterback. I like Mac Jones. He's fine. I'm not trying to throw shade at the kid. Like
he's really high-end Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. With a good defense and a good run game, that's fine. The problem is that I've got 2 really smart defensive minds on the other side that know that. They've literally already witnessed it. Mac Jones, I am convinced, could not have completed a 5-yard pass in the first game. And so now it's this cold. The wind does not appear as though it will be an issue. I don't care.
Yeah. All the stats being thrown out. I mean, I was listening to Greene earlier today, and he was talking. I can't remember the exact stat he threw out, but there was like 41 quarterbacks in the last X amount of years that had started in enough games to qualify. Of all 41 of those quarterbacks in cold weather games, that Josh Allen was the second lowest completion percentage out of all of them. And you know who's behind him? Only Tim Tebow. Like, I don't care. Josh Allen can hurt you with his legs, too. If he has a problem completing passes in this game, which I'm not really sure he's going to have a major problem doing. I mean, I get catching a football in, single-digit -10 wind chills is like trying to catch a brick. But I still feel like Buffalo is the stronger team here, and they will take care of business against the New England Patriots. So we are all on the Buffalo Bills minus the 4.5 against New England this weekend. We're playing Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Marshall of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Sunday's games starts out with my team. We'll pick those coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Winter storm watch up into the weekend, and some big-time snows. Some locations could see double-digit snowfall totals for Sunday. We do quickly get above freezing early next week for Tuesday and Wednesday, but damage done this weekend. Stay tuned for updates on this winter storm unfolding for Asheville Sunday. 29 our low tonight, 40 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm's new bed, new you sale. And start the year off right. Shop select mattresses from top brands starting at $159.99. Plus, you'll even get immediate delivery. Don't miss out.
What's that? Oh, you hate your job. Well, just spreak up a little. Right, not speak up. Spreak up. If you have something to say, you have a passion you could spend hours talking about every day, if you've always fantasized about doing a podcast, you just have to spreak up. That's what we call it over at Spreaker.com. Spreaker for my heart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. So, spreak up. Spreak for yourself. Spreak your mind. Spreak now or forever hold your peace. Spreaker.com.
Are you 55 or older and haven't had a colonoscopy? Join a colon cancer screening study and you could earn up to $575.
I'll screen.
It's a study for a non-invasive way to screen for colon cancer from home. By joining, you can help advance the science of screening.
I'll screen too.
You'll just need to provide a stool sample, and a colonoscopy will be done through your own insurance. Enroll now and screen to help create a better future for all.
I'll screen.
I'll screen.
Let's all screen for colon cancer.
Visit screeningstudy.com to sign up or learn more. That's screeningstudy.com.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
There's an app for everything. And I bet you have multiple apps on your phone just to order food, get a ride, or even find a date. But we made the iHeartRadio app your all-in-one app. Your favorite music, radio stations, and podcasts together, and all for free. Listen to your favorite radio station anywhere you want. Plus all your favorite music and just about every podcast in the world, all in one place with one touch. Download the free iHeartRadio app today. iHeartRadio. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, give me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is exponential.
I know we're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. At Ingles, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature memorable moments with than family. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
This week at Ingles, select sizes and varieties Cheez-It crackers, 2 for $6. Select sizes and varieties Dunkin' Bag or K-Cup coffee, $4.98 each. And select sizes and varieties General Mills cereal, 2 for $5. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Tank one. A tank won. I am the champion of the regular season of the Beat the Chief contest here on ESPN Asheville. We are playing Beat the Chief. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Asheville Police Chief David Zach normally joining us on Fridays. He's tied up with city business today, but we have his picks as well as we continue to make our picks for the wild card weekend here. Yes, the regular season championship. I feel like I need a belt or something. We should do that.
I have a belt guy, but I didn't win it, so
I'm not going to do the due diligence to go get you one.
That seems like an email that I just don't want to send.
Jeremy and I ended up at a tie, and the tiebreaker was the national championship game. My Georgia Bulldogs winning the title for themselves, for the state of Georgia, and for me, little old Tank Spencer. I appreciate them doing that. Stetson Bennett, a hero forever now. Sunday's games start off with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reigning and defending, I got to get in while I can, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, because it might end this week.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And it has, we're doing stuff. We got Tom Brady.
You got some vid problems, it does appear.
We got Tom Brady.
Granted, it hasn't taken at anybody yet.
No.
I mean, Ronald Jones and Cyril Grayson, thank you for your 0 catches last week when I had you in DFS.
Oh, no.
That's y'all always love seeing a 0.
You got, can Tom Brady continue to win despite the battle of attrition that they've been facing here with, AB gone and Chris Godwin gone? But you still have Mike Evans, who is, according to the stats, one of the most consistent wide receivers of all time in the NFL. He just hit over 1,000 yards for his 8th straight season. He's the only player in NFL history to do that. Lenny Fournette, hopefully playoff Lenny is going to be back. He's going to be a true game-time decision, they're saying now. But he's the 3. He's the number 3 for targets from Tom Brady, behind Mike Evans and Rob Gronkowski. I feel like with what we got, you should be able to come out of this weekend with a win. The question, though, in a pick'em game like this, are you going to be able to cover 9.5? And covering is not something that Tampa Bay has done well at all. I'm rooting for my team. They're going to win, but I'm actually taking Philadelphia plus the 9.5 this week.
Yeah, you told me that, and I laughed to myself a lot.
Oh, did you?
Because that is insane to me.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I've played this game with Tom Brady for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Of any time you think he's absolutely dead, he will make it his mission to go out and sway the public narrative. Do I think they can win a Super Bowl? No, I don't. Do I think they can absolutely pluck the feathers of the Eagles and roast that bird? Yes, I do. I don't think this game will be close for a quarter.
Really?
I could see them up 21-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think this is good.
Kind of like the last time?
Which was on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to forget that when they mention that. Oh, these teams already played. Philadelphia kept it close. First of all, that game was never really in doubt.
No.
Second of all, it was on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
It was also in prime time, which Tommy has not done that well. This one's not. And I think they are going to eviscerate the Eagles.
Okay.
What do the Eagles do well?
Run the ball.
Against the best run defense in the league.
Well, they're not the best run defense in the league, but they're up there. Don't get me wrong. They're up there. It's hard to run the ball.
I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about that's the best run defense in the league. If you were doing that stupid TikTok game where you hold your phone up and all the little logos spiral over your head.
Right.
Run defense. It's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the onus goes on Jalen Hurts. Good luck with that. I don't think this is going to be pretty.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the win is in question. What I think is in question here is the spread. And the thing that I fear the most out of this is the backdoor cover of, okay, so you do get up. Then what happens? Can you keep them from coming back in the game? The first time we played this game also, it was before Philadelphia went through this whole change of their offensive scheme where they run the ball 40 times a game. Now, they backed off of that in some instances. But I don't trust you to score a whole lot of points through the air, but you can move the ball against this team. Mm-hmm. You can move the ball against Tampa Bay on the ground. The problem is teams have to abandon
all you can do. Because I would argue that the reason that teams have been able to do this is because if you can throw on them, they have to drop extra people.
Yeah, if you can throw the ball, you're going to. That's how you attack this team. That's their weakness. You shy away from running the ball because they're so good at stopping you. Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, and you got extra pressure coming from the outside from Shaquille Barrett and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and JPP, who's also a game-time caller.
I love how you have to throw Joe Tryon in there just so you have one guy that's not AARP eligible.
True.
You do that every time.
And then because he's the next piece. He's the spot guy.
He's not going to have a whole lot to do with this game.
No.
And at the end of the day,
he could have a sack.
Could. Maybe. I mean, Bruce Arians might have a sack if he throws on a helmet and runs out there. The thing about this game to me is that Philadelphia's too one-dimensional to be playing against a defense that's built this way.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that, and we all know, I don't love Todd Bowles. He was not my favorite Jets head coach we've ever had because he would give up just countless yards with that bend, don't break. Well, here's the thing. When you're playing up against a quarterback that can't throw, it doesn't really matter. When there's not a receiver, what receiver are you really worried about? Devontae Smith?
Nah.
Exactly.
No,
this
not
team's
really.
too one-dimensional to me to even challenge this number.
The thing that I'm afraid of the most is the coverage. I mean, obviously Tampa's not good at coverage, but they are very, very physical. Those guys, Jordan Whitehead and Jamel Dean, those guys are super physical. Do you remember how Philadelphia got so close back into that game on Thursday night? They made up most of their yardage through pass interference penalties. And then when they got close, they were able to get into the end zone. I could very well see that happening again in this game.
I can't. It's playoffs. Cream rises to the top in the playoffs. All of the cream in this game is with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Alex Sanders said in the comments on the YouTube stream, go to thesportsocracy.com and click on that live video link. Hit the subscribe button. You can get your comment in as well. Alex Sanders says they're not the best team, and they're beat up. Both true. And they're slow. What does Tampa do if Sanders and company get to the outside? I mean, do you live and die by Devin White? Yes.
Yeah, because he's not going to get to the outside. That's the whole thing. That would be kind of like asking, what will you do if the stadium falls into the ocean? It's not going to. So, I mean, I get what you're asking, but you have one of the best sideline-to-sideline linebackers that I've ever seen. So you have an answer for everything Philadelphia can do. Plus, at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni's not a good coach. He's not. I mean, you might have duped people when you're beating the Giants and the Washington football team. You didn't fool me for 1 second.
Yep.
I've seen you do some of the most asinine things I have ever seen an NFL head coach do. Now you're getting into the playoffs and you think you got smarter? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm about to do this.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
That will be the one and only time I ever do that.
All right, so you're taking Tampa Bay to cover the 9.5.
Correct.
The Chief is as well?
Correct.
All right, I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles to cover the spread, plus 9.5, but they will lose this game.
Overwhelmingly, the money in Vegas is on Philadelphia. And this is one time that I think you're falling for it, and you shouldn't.
Again, I think it all comes down to Tampa Bay doesn't cover spreads well. And are you really going to press to just beat the holy crap out of
Pittsburgh? They don't cover spreads well, but that's so misleading.
Why is that misleading?
Because, how'd they do covering spreads in the playoffs? Oh, reasonably well. How good is Tom Brady at covering spreads in the playoffs? Shockingly good. Tampa Bay's going to eviscerate them.
All right, and then We've got San Francisco taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
We have disagreement here, too, and I don't even kind of get it.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't.
We don't, but okay.
The man with his own little custom car on our screen, he disagrees.
I love that custom car, by the way.
It's
pretty awesome.
I'm not going to lie. I need people to just pat me on the head and tell me it looks good because it almost ended me.
I still believe you should have put "Don't do crimes" on the back of the car, but that's just a minor detail that doesn't really is
a little
really
harder
necessary.
than you think.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I could do it with paint. And...
oh God, I hate when you say things like that.
You just put a text box on it and write it. Right? That's how that works.
It's not quite how
Graphic
that works.
Design.
It's contoured. It's all the things, and there's a bend right in the middle.
We all know. All right. Anyway, you got San Francisco taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and look, I think this is a horrible matchup for the Cowboys.
As do I.
Everybody is screaming that from the mountaintops in the media right now, and I think it's obvious.
I heard Colin Cowherd waffle on this, and it made me laugh.
He waffled.
Yeah, he had San Francisco all week long, and then I don't know if it was last night or today. He said, the public has completely swayed my opinion, and I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys." Okay, hadn't swayed me a drop.
Right. Good luck with that. I mean, part of me wants to see the Dallas Cowboys, come through and finally win, and I figure they'll probably be a team that we're going to talk about in the second hour when we talk about who needs to win this weekend. But that's beside the point. San Francisco, they're a horrible matchup for Dallas. That Dallas secondary, how are they going to stop Deebo Samuel? How are they going to stop George Kittle?
Let's see. The only way that I can come up with is going full Ocean's 11 and you lock them in the locker room. That's about all I got. If they make it onto the field, they are going to hurt you a lot.
Out of all of the secondary players in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys have 3 of their secondary players ranked in the top 15 when it comes to giving up the most yak yardage, yards after the catch.
Which, by the way, is the thing that Deebo Samuel does better than any player in the NFL.
Yep. And that big old tight end, he's pretty good at it as well. Trayvon Diggs has given up 425 yards all season after the catch. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you really think about it, that's a lot for one player to be giving up. Jordan Lewis, that's 3rd in the league, by the way. Jordan Lewis is at 7th in the league, and then Anthony Brown is at 13th. Both those guys have given up 300 or more. Okay, let's look at the league leaders in yak yards. Well, you have Cooper Kupp, who had the unbelievable season that no one will ever touch again. And then you got Deebo Samuel, who's in second place. He was in second place by 130 yards. Now, granted, Cooper Kupp had him by like 150, but still, that's insane. And then George Kittle comes in. Out of all pass catchers in the NFL, he's number 16 in yards after the catch. Dallas doesn't tackle well.
Nope.
And then you got to look at their offense and go, that offense, I think there's a problem there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's just Dak is not as good as we all want him to be, which I think probably is more likely the case. Kellen Moore wouldn't keep getting all these job offers and interviews and stuff if people thought that he was the problem with the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Let me give you a stat about Dallas that pretty much says everything you need to know.
Okay.
Dallas was 6-0 against the Dogwater NFC East. Yes, I include the Philadelphia Eagles in that. So they have 2 wins over the Eagles who made the playoffs. They beat New England in a game that was bizarre, to say the least. Do you realize they lost to every other playoff team they played?
Really?
Every one of them.
Wow.
I just don't think that – I think this team's propped up by the division they play in. I think they have all the talent in the world, but I don't believe in Dak Prescott. Amari, I don't know what to do with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper used to be the easiest player in the NFL to figure out. At home, love him. On the road, avoid him. It hasn't really bared out that way this year. And we have 2 of these. that we'll read back-to-back because I agree with one of them aggressively. The first one
I'm your huckleberry.
is Rob Johnson, who said George Kittle is going to eat. Yes. Yes, he is. As much as he wants to. Me at a Vegas buffet line is how much George Kittle's going to eat in this game. I love San Francisco in this. I can't believe the line was as low as it was. I'm on San Francisco.
I am too. San Francisco plus the 3. Asheville Police Chief David Zack will take the Dallas Cowboys to cover the 3 at home.
And I really, honestly, when he sent me his picks, he said, I'm taking all favorites. And I went, all favorites?
Yep.
Question mark. Yep. Okay.
All right.
I'll let you do what you want to do. Just not for me. Our Sunday partner in crime, armchair commentary.
I'm your huckleberry.
People hate Brady so much they're willing to bet against him with real doll hairs. And I may have a spicy DFS line for that. You can see that. The objective is to record those and put them out before the live stream tomorrow. Still fluid. Snow kind of messes with things because I don't do snow.
Well,
at all.
Well, we're probably gonna be socked in starting tomorrow night. So
yes,
yeah. So don't look for Sunday content from us, and we may not be here Monday.
No, that may be recorded. Monday, I will go ahead and chalk up. We're not going to be here Monday.
I would imagine so.
I live on the top of a mountain, so when it snows, yep, I'm out.
The top of a mountain.
It's
not that big of a mountain.
It's literally. What is the last word of my address?
I understand the last word
I'm
of it is mountain.
not going to say mountain, but
right.
Or I'm not going to say what mountain.
Right.
Yeah,
I understand that's the name of the place that you live, but still, it's not like you live on the top of Mount Mitchell or anything. It's way better than where you used to live.
Oh,
way better.
No, because it was warmer there. On the other side of town, it was warmer.
But the elevation was completely different, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Come on.
As soon as you start going up the interstate, the elevation starts rising. Closer to Madison County you get, the more likely you are to see a lot of snow.
At least you're going to live in a place where they'll scrape your road this time.
Now, that's true.
All right, and then we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night. I don't feel like this should take too long, but maybe it will.
I told you we had 2 great games that we agreed on universally.
I get it. And is this one of them? This can't be one of them.
Well, who are you taking?
I'm taking Kansas City minus the 13.
Asheville Police Chief David Zack is taking Kansas City, and I am not.
I kind of figured.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
You've been talking about this.
Billion D.
Yeah, you've been talking about this all week. That Mike Tomlin doesn't get blown out in the playoffs. Ben's last game, he's not going to get embarrassed. Look, it's been fun, okay? But Pittsburgh backed their way into the playoffs. Had Indianapolis not had the most awful meltdown that I think I've seen in recent memory in the NFL over a course of 3 weeks, then we would be looking at Pittsburgh sitting at home, and we all would have said goodbye to Ben last week.
But we didn't.
It's been fun, but I'm sorry. You are not on par with Kansas City Chiefs.
If a bullfrog had wings, he would not bump his bum on the ground. Didn't. We're here, and now I get Mike Tomlin against an offense that I've seen some weird things out of. It's not, I mean, look, I'm not sitting here telling you it's not a good offense. Do you know where they power rank according to Vegas? In the NFL, where would you put Kansas City's offense? First of all, Pittsburgh's is 32.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Of course. 6.
7.
Okay.
7.
Yeah. I feel good about that.
Look, I'm not sitting here telling you it's not a... You have a problem. At tackle, you have a problem. And I have J.J. Watt. And that is not going to go particularly well for you. I'm not sitting here telling you Pittsburgh's going to win this game. I just don't see a path that one of the greatest players in Pittsburgh Steeler history is going to go off into the sunset losing 45-6, which every person I talk to that's taking Kansas City, that seems to be how they think this is going to go. I've yet to have one person tell me they're taking Kansas City minus the 13, which, by the way, that number in the playoffs is hilariously stupid. Might be the biggest playoff line I've ever seen. I don't see it being a blowout.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a blind trust in Tomlin. Maybe it's, Ben's been here before. Kansas City's been here before. I'm not saying they haven't. I don't see this being an absolute annihilation.
I don't know about 40 whatever to 6, whatever you just said, but I could very well see something in the neighborhood of like a 31 to 17, somewhere in that. I think it's going to be a 2-score game, and I've poo-pooed them so much. It's much like the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
I can't get on the bandwagon now.
I haven't. Another team, you are denied access. No bandwagon for you.
I won't need it after this week because they'll be saying bye-bye to the NFL playoffs.
And I agree with that. But I think this game is going to be markedly closer than people think.
Okay. You do realize it was just the day after Christmas that Kansas City beat them by 26, right? Okay, all right.
I watched it. I am married to a Steelers fan.
Okay, I just wanted to remind you in case you had forgotten that. We've already seen this go down once. And
yeah, we watched Philadelphia cover against Tampa Bay too. That sway me? No, it didn't.
No. And then Monday Night Football this week.
God, I love that we have there's a third day of football.
Yeah, they'll have all of the casts apparently. All ESPN will have this covered every which way. 8:15 on Monday night. We've got the Rams going up against the Cardinals, and I feel like the Rams are under immense pressure in this game.
We're going to talk about that in the second hour because that is the answer I keep hearing is Matthew Stafford's under the most pressure.
Needs to win this game.
It's not my answer. I get where it's coming from. I don't think they're under any pressure. And here's why I say that.
Okay.
Who's the better coach?
Oh, Sean McVay.
Who's at home?
LA Rams.
Who's the better quarterback? For the last 6 weeks?
It's Matt Stafford.
There you go.
Is it? Really? He comes with all of the flaws that Matt Stafford comes with. And
so when did things start going sideways for Kyler Murray? When what happened?
When DeAndre got hurt.
Okay, so now DeAndre's coming back, and everybody feels all hunky-spunky and warm and fuzzy. Who's DeAndre Hopkins going to draw? They don't man up people very often. I have a funny feeling.
Probably would with Jalen Ramsey.
There you go. There you go. The field eraser himself. I'm not scared of Arizona in the least. This, to me, is the dumbest line that I've seen.
Rams -4?
Because what this tells me is the way Vegas sets lines, and I'm literally going off the playoff games, not the season. The way they set lines, this means Arizona would have been a favorite at home. And that, to me, is insanity. In the playoffs, if you had told me they played this game in L.A., Arizona, San Diego, Asheville, North Carolina, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on Neptune, I don't care where they play this.
Right.
Rams. Every single time. I feel like people are not realizing how big of a discrepancy there is in the Cardinals from today to 8 weeks ago. And the Cowboys' win was enough to change people's minds. And what they don't realize, Cowboys don't beat playoff teams.
Yeah. Well, it was enough to stem the tide. It was enough to stem the tide of, well, they've lost, 4 games in a row or whatever it was. 4 out of the last 5. So they'd lost 3 in a row. Then they beat Dallas in their own house. And everybody goes, okay, well, maybe there is something there. I like the Rams in this game. I do, but I don't think it's far and away I don't have a huge confidence score on this game, but I'm taking the Rams -4.
This would be the second most confident game I have.
Okay.
This would be the second most confident game I have because I think they are going to absolutely blow the Cardinals out.
Right.
But I think it'll be an entertaining game.
The one thing that scares me the most about the Cardinals is that defense has a propensity to give up the big play.
They do, and Safwan bin Malik said this in our comments, one of our favorite Canadians. Kyler Murray's body language is really unsettling to me because he looks like a kid who lost his puppy and now can't find it every single week. I look at things like that, and maybe I put too much into it. Kyler Murray looks around. I feel like Kyler Murray looks around sometimes and just goes, what are we doing? Like, how did we get here? We're the best team in the NFL. And now we're here. And I think he looks directly at Cliff Kingsbury. And so do I. Rams. R-A-M-S. Rams. I don't get to do that for a year.
All right.
That I actually don't get to do for a year.
Where is the Chief?
He's with us on the Rams.
He's with us on the Rams. All right, so we are all a full sweep Rams minus the 4 against the Arizona Cardinals. That's the one game that I feel like I might be making a mistake on, but I don't know. All right, so there it is. You have all of our picks. Beat the Chief. Round 1 in the playoffs, the wild card round. I am the champion of the regular season. We will see how it shakes out. And, of course, don't forget we will be with you tomorrow at 4:30 for the coverage of the first wild card game of the day here on the YouTube stream. Sportsocracy.com. TheSportsocracy.com is the website. Click on that live video link. Hit the subscribe button. We got picks coming up next. More picks, actually. Greene on Greene is next.
Blitz that holiday debt and get $1,000 in your hand.
I just won $1,000.
Listen every hour from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays for your chance to win $1,000. Happening now.
For over 30 years, Allen's Jewelry & Pawn has offered in-store jewelry repair. Allen's customers can also take advantage of the jewelry design and special order services. For quick turnaround, exceptional service, and the lowest prices guaranteed, visit Allen's Jewelry & Pawn.
Hey folks, DG here asking you to give yourself the gift of Asheville smiles here in 2022. Studies have linked untreated gum disease to heart disease, erectile dysfunction, systemic diseases, premature birth, joint issues, and much more. Everything is connected, and seeing a dentist every 6 months is important for your overall health. For top-notch dental care from Dr. Rebecca Merrill here in Asheville, call 828-251-2426 or AshevilleSmiles.com.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith talks about joint pain.
Trust me, I know about joint pain. Sure, I made it look easy, but if my body could speak, it would say, I'm in pain.
Are you living with chronic joint pain? Knees, hips, lower back, shoulders? Don't just assume the old treatments are the only treatments.
I've gone under the knife to get rid of pain, but now there are options, and you need to check them out.
Emmitt's talking about QC Kinetics, exciting new natural biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. New options now available here.
You can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics.
Real relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics for regenerative restorative treatments with lasting relief.
But now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
Start now with a free consultation at QC Kinetics. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. Call today, 333-9517.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg, and cheese or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
2-2 last night. You win one, you lose one. Thanks, Brooklyn Nets. I didn't realize that with no Kevin Durant, you are dog water. I will learn my lesson off that. 4 picks for you tonight in the NBA, 12-12-1 against the spread this year. First one, the Miami Heat take on the Atlanta Hawks. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite. Glad you figured it out, Vegas, because I took advantage of you a couple of days ago when we played the same game. It's going to go much the same way. This Atlanta Hawks team is still the exact same team that I thought they were. Okay, so you simplified the rotation without Cam Reddish. I don't care. You still can't stop teams that can shoot, and you don't defend well. Miami minus the 4.5. The Memphis Grizzlies take on the Dallas Mavericks. Memphis is a 2.5-point favorite. This one is in the grindhouse. I like Memphis a lot. I asked you this earlier. Do you know who their leading scorer was last night?
I still don't know, and I read it.
It was John Conchar. That's one of the beauties of Memphis. They can beat you a ton of different ways. Desmond Bane's a great shooter. John Morant, I would argue, is the MVP of the league right now. And Dallas, every time I've even pseudo-believe in Dallas, they let me down. I'm taking Memphis minus the 2.5. Finally, the Chicago Bulls take on the Golden State Warriors tonight. Chicago is a 4-point favorite. Over-under is 223.5. Golden State's not very good right now. Klay Thompson has not gotten acclimated well. Without Draymond Green, they are horrid defensively. And secret time, if I had a second vote for MVP, it'd be DeMar DeRozan. The Chicago Bulls are good. This number should be higher. I'm taking Chicago minus the 4 and over 223.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
All right, games tonight in the NBA, games tomorrow in the NFL. Wild card weekend is upon us, and who needs to win the most? Jeremy says he thinks everybody's getting it wrong. Everybody's apparently focused on the LA Rams and Matt Stafford, but that's not your answer? Really?
No.
Okay, well, we'll as always, we'll let Jeremy tell us where we're wrong. Coming up next, and we'll talk about everybody and their need level for a win this weekend.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Winter storm watch up into the weekend, and some big-time snows. Some locations could see double-digit snowfall totals for Sunday. We do quickly get above freezing early next week for Tuesday and Wednesday, but damage done this weekend. Stay tuned for updates on this winter storm unfolding for Asheville Sunday. 29 our low tonight, 40 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm's new bed, new you sale. And start the year off right. Shop select mattresses from top brands starting at $159.99. Plus, you'll even get immediate delivery. Don't miss out.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples helps your business grow with custom-printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 25% off custom-printed labels, postcards, flyers, brochures, and more when you spend $60 or more in-store only. Offer ends 1/29. See staples.com/print for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe.
Eesh.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Doug Brown. 5 players are unanimous picks for the AP NFL All-Pro team. Wideouts Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp, running back Jonathan Taylor, defensive lineman Aaron Donald, and linebacker TJ Watt. Donald is named to the team for the 7th time in his 8 NFL seasons. Patriots offensive lineman Isaiah Wynn is out for tomorrow night's wild-card playoff game against the Bills with ankle and hip injuries. Pro Football Hall of Famer Jim Kelly can't wait for this game to kick off.
I look at it as it's a battle of the coaches. I mean, McDermott, some of the things he said after that last game, he didn't want to hear anybody talk about, Belichick. He went all about the Bills, and I think there's a little rivalry between them.
Jim Kelly on KJ and Max. After having his visa revoked for the 2nd time, Novak Djokovic will appeal the decision of the Australian government. Djokovic is not vaccinated and was denied a medical exemption. His lawyers are hoping the appeal will be heard on Sunday.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it on our station website now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And the second hour of the program, brought to you by, let's just do the first hour all over again. Second hour brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. How many Wicked Weed beers is one going to need if your team doesn't win this weekend? The answer for me is going to be a boatload. If somehow Tampa Bay falters against the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round of the playoffs, just might have to tie one on as the snow falls all around me.
I mean, if you lost, I probably wouldn't look forward to the first day that we did this show because I'm going to have a lot of fun at your expense.
Right.
But even if you lose, you're coming off a Super Bowl. Who cares?
Oh,
and most of
matters.
the teams, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying you don't fall into the category of, all right, let's say every underdog won.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't snowpocalypse, and we're here Monday to discuss the narrative of the day. Who are we talking about? Oh, Brady's out of the playoffs. Yeah, his whole team was killed.
Mm-hmm.
No Antonio Brown, no Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off a Super Bowl, didn't have Ronald Jones. Got beat by the Eagles. Woo. That's not going to be in the A block.
I believe the A block would have to be the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're a 13-point favorite going against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, you lose, that's going to be bad.
Does it change the way you look at them? Been to 2 Super Bowls in a row. Does it change the way you look at them?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Yo, there's something magical happening in Pittsburgh. Does Pittsburgh have one last run in them? I can tell you exactly how this would go.
Right.
Oh, Ben, this is the value of a veteran quarterback and a good defense, blah, 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 blah. No. I'll be honest with you. If the Rams lose to Arizona Monday night, well, you're by yourself, so that doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
But is it going to change how you feel about Sean McVay? Is it going to change how you feel about Matthew Stafford?
I mean, it's not going to change how I feel about Matthew Stafford because I already have the hesitancy about Matt Stafford in the playoffs.
And most do.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I've laughed at this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matt Stafford has the most to lose. Really? How many people really believe in Matthew Stafford right now anyway?
Right.
There's one answer to this, and I don't think it's even close.
The Dallas Cowboys.
It's the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not even worth talking about to me. If Dallas loses by 1 point at home to San Francisco, a team that – and we've said this is the worst matchup humanly possible for them.
Yeah.
It is for reasons that we haven't even discussed yet. Yeah, it's bad from a schematic point because you give up a ton of yards after the catch and you got 2 guys that are really good at that. I get all that. From a narrative perspective, this is a team that a lot of people don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is not as good as you remember it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan's had some playoff kerfuffles, we'll call them. And you got Jimmy Garoppolo playing quarterback.
Yep.
With a rookie sitting right behind him waiting to take over the reins of this team. This is not a team that, if you believe in Dallas, that you should lose to. And if you lose, what do you do now? Because Dak has now gotten paid.
Mm-hmm.
The salary cap numbers have changed.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the problem. This is the most talented team he's ever going to have.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
Because I would wager Amari Cooper's probably not back in Dallas next year. And look, I don't put much into these coronavirus protocols, but after what Jerry Jones said about, well, Amari put us in a bad position, and then you go and violate protocols again,
right?
That's a bad look, especially with Jerry Jones, who doesn't like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably your best shot, and I don't think you have much of one, but a lot of people do. A lot of people believe the Dallas Cowboys can win a Super Bowl. Now, most of them wear Jason Witten jerseys to bars on game days, but still.
Right.
If they somehow lose this game, especially if they get handled, that will be the A block in every show in America. Is Dak Prescott a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Can he have any kind of playoff success? Was he worth the money? What does Dallas do now?
Right. Fire Mike McCarthy. I think
that's not going to happen.
I think that could very well be the fallout of this game.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Really?
No.
If they come out and say they get blown out by the San Francisco 49ers, you don't think there's going to be a call from Mike McCarthy's head?
There's a call for probably 24 of the 32 coaches in the NFL. Do I think Jerry Jones is going to listen to it? Nope.
No.
Because you know what Mike McCarthy did really well?
What's that?
He assembled a staff. And now you've got two of them that are head coaching candidates. Not saying he developed Kellen Moore, but he kept him. Mike McCarthy is exactly what Jerry Jones wants him to be.
But why would the Dallas Cowboys as an organization lose Kellen Moore? Well, they could give him that job. If they hang this on Mike McCarthy's head.
Okay.
Say it comes down
a year
to
from now you go 6-11 with a lesser team for the guy that you fired a coach that took you to the playoffs. How do you think that's going to play? First-time head coach. Dallas Cowboys will turn on anyone. Dallas Cowboy fans would turn on their own mothers if it cost Cowboys.
They already don't like Mike McCarthy.
And I understand that. Mike McCarthy will be the fall guy in Dallas. I just don't think it'll be now. This will all fall back on Dak Prescott. All of it. And this is what happens when you get paid. Now you're one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. You have unbelievable weapons. 2 top 20 receivers in the league, and I might even be low on that. A great tight end. 2 running backs who know they're not completely healthy and know they haven't been completely effective in the last 4 weeks. You have more talent than practically any team in these playoffs.
Agreed.
You come out and lose week 1, in the wild card round, it's going to get loud in a hurry. And there's no solutions. You're going to lose guys. Doesn't matter what happens in these playoffs. You're going to lose guys.
Yes.
How do you replace them? Oh, but they draft so well. Do they, though? Do they really, though?
Well, I mean, they pretty much killed it last year, didn't they?
Did they? Well, with Mike Parsons, yeah.
Yeah. And with Jabril Cox, he's a future piece.
Who's played 300 snaps all year long.
Trayvon Diggs.
Who's the most burnt corner in the NFL. Oh, he's got a bunch of interceptions.
10 interceptions makes up for that in some people's eyes.
Okay. Let him let me put it this way. Let what I think's going to happen to Trayvon Diggs, defending Deebo Samuel, happen to him, then ask on Monday how many Dallas Cowboy fans love Trayvon Diggs.
Right.
Because it's going to be a markedly lower percentage than it is right now.
Right.
And you're not going to get better. As soon as the contract kicks in, this is the problem with paying quarterbacks invariably. Now all the pressure's on you. And to me, there's nobody even close to him. Virtually every team that plays in the next 3 days, you're playing with house money. Las Vegas Raiders, you get beat by 40. And
who cares?
You weren't supposed to be here anyway. Cincinnati Bengals, same thing. New England Patriots, same thing. Philadelphia Eagles. I could loosely argue the Pittsburgh Steelers. Arizona Cardinals. All of you. It's all house money.
Except for the LA Rams.
And even with the Rams, I kind of feel like you're playing with house money anyway.
Why?
Because you've been in the... What do you think's going to happen? Is anybody going to look at Sean McVay and go, man, Sean McVay, he's just not a good coach? Stupid people will.
Yeah.
But they say a lot of things. That's one of the most set teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I said before the year, I don't think there's that drastic of a difference between Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. And now you don't have Robert Woods. You're working with a 2 receiver that was in Cleveland to start the year. There's been a lot of tumult. Now, do I think they're going to lose that game? No.
I don't either. But if they did, it would be a massive talking point.
And here's the other point. Not enough people care.
In
You fall
LA.
into that too.
Yeah.
Of this is a game where you have two rather unpopular teams. And if it's 50-50 Cardinals to Rams fans, are you going to be shocked?
No.
No. When they played the 49ers, it was 3-1 49ers fans over the Rams.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to the point where Kelly Stafford came out this week and was requesting that Rams fans not sell their tickets to Arizona Cardinals fans. I get it. They don't have the home field advantage necessarily at SoFi. And that's, it is what it is. They're a new franchise pretty much in LA, still trying to build a franchise or trying to build the fan base back up in LA. I understand, but to act like there's way more pressure on Dallas, why? Because what's going to happen? If you don't believe that Mike McCarthy's going anywhere, then what?
No, and I believe Mike McCarthy's not going anywhere because Jerry Jones is not the same person he was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago? Absolutely. There'd probably be some mandate behind closed doors that, well, if you lose this one, better clean out your office.
Right.
That's not who Jerry Jones is anymore. Steven runs more of this than people want to acknowledge.
No, but I'm saying
Jerry's more of a patient guy than
right. But if you don't believe that if you believe Jerry's more patient and Mike McCarthy's not going to be in danger if he loses this game, then they're in the same boat as the Rams.
Everybody's one of them's the Cowboys and one of them's the Rams.
Yeah, but everybody's going to be disappointed in you. But there's nothing you could do to change it. There's going to be
the Rams.
Yeah,
the Rams can do all kinds of things to change it.
Okay, what?
They're in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
You're in La La Land. They have not struggled to get talent on that team, and they're younger than you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
And all of their issues, first of all, they've drafted exponentially better than practically any team in the league. They have a lot of young guys that nobody ever talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Rapp, Jordan Fuller. There's a slew of young guys on that roster. And guess what? If somebody leaves, you'll just replace them. You know who I don't have faith in doing that? The Dallas Cowboys. Name me the high-end players on that roster.
You got Amari Cooper.
Yeah, okay, first-rounder that you traded a first-rounder for.
Mm-hmm. You got Ezekiel Elliott.
First-rounder.
Yeah,
who's not a high-end player, but weird choice at two there. But
he's the most recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that was several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue he's a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very good quarterback.
Like a CeeDee Lamb.
First-rounder. Keep going.
Okay.
Literally every one of these you hit, first-rounder.
Yeah.
Name me the high-end sixth-round guy the Dallas Cowboys have hit. Well, you better learn.
Right.
Because now you're completely leveraged, and you're going to start losing these guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
So when the talent level goes down, how exactly do you think the success rate's going to go up? More of it falls on Dak, who, in my opinion, has proven that he can't do that. To me, this is the last ride because that Dallas Cowboy roster is going to look markedly different next year than it does this year.
Okay.
The Rams, on the other hand, you got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald signed until, the end of time.
Right.
That's the only two pieces you've really needed on defense.
No.
You got a shutdown corner and one of the best pass rushers in the league. Probably the best interior pass rusher ever. And all you do is fill pieces. Just fill slot. That's all you do. We'll go find Cooper Kupp in the third round. We'll go find Jordan Fuller in the fourth or fifth round, wherever they took him.
Right.
We'll just keep doing that. I'm not going to change the way I look at the Rams no matter what happens. Now, I might change the way I look at Cliff Kingsbury if he goes into L.A. and beats them.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it, but I might. But Dallas, I'm going to look at it and go, well, now you're in purgatory. The Dallas Cowboys have a one-way ticket into the purgatory of the NFL if they get beaten by the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams, okay, you lose. Without knowing where anyone goes in the offseason, how many teams you taking ahead of the Rams next year?
Oh, they're still going to be like third in the NFC. Yeah.
At worst.
Yeah.
And that's if everybody comes back in Tampa Bay
mm-hmm.
and Aaron comes back to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron bolts Green Bay and Brady retires. Guess what? They're one with a bullet, and it's not even close.
Right. But they're always going to be that team that you doubt can get it done.
You mean we have one of those teams. What? The Green Bay Packers.
Indeed, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I believe there are probably 30 teams in the NFL that would trade places with Green Bay in a heartbeat.
Sure.
That just doesn't change anything for me.
But you think Dallas...
I have one of the youngest coaches in the league. I have a roster that just churns out GM candidates. I'm fine. People want to live in L.A. It's not hard to replace these guys. Eric Weddle just came out of retirement after 19 years or whatever it was.
It's true.
Like, yeah, I'm good. Let's do that. I'm good with that.
Right. But if Dallas loses...
you're out of money.
They're in the dumpster.
The problem for them, they're completely out of money.
They fall down to wild card team at best. This is still a playoff team.
Well, it's a mixture of problems. One is that Philadelphia has 3 first-round picks, and you got a quarterback that took a bad roster to the playoffs. That's not a good look because that's one of the most rivalry-centric divisions in the NFL.
Right.
So you got the Eagles who are on the rise, the Giants who just completely swabbed the decks of Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge. Have no idea who that's going to be. If it's Adrian Wilson and Brian Flores, yeah, that team's going to be competitive, not good, competitive, quicker than you think.
Right.
And Washington, I would argue, is a quarterback and assimilating that defense away from being every bit as good as Dallas, if not better. That depends on what the quarterback is.
Right.
That could be a competitive division in 1 year. What team in the AFC West do you really think can be better than the Rams? What'd you see from Trey Lance that makes you go, oh, yeah, guys, that's the guy that's going to overtake the Rams? The Cardinals, they are what they are. I like them. I think they're a continuous playoff team.
Right.
And can they beat the Rams? Sure. Regularly? Probably not. And Seattle's in purgatory. There's just a huge difference between these two situations to me.
No. I think Matthew Stafford, I think he is the guy that with the most to prove this weekend.
And I'll be honest, I don't even think Matthew Stafford's 2, to be really honest with you.
What?
I don't. I don't think the LA Rams are the team with the second most pressure.
Who's the team with the second most pressure?
It's the Buffalo Bills. How many years do you get to lather up being the most or second most talented team in the AFC and get beat in the playoffs? Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's the guy who's tortured your nightmares for the last 20 years.
I don't agree with that. We'll talk about it further coming up next here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Are the Buffalo Bills number 2? I don't think I can buy it.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Winter storm watch up into the weekend, and boy, some big-time snows. Some locations could see double-digit snowfall totals for Sunday. We do quickly get above freezing early next week for Tuesday and Wednesday, but boy, damage done this weekend. Stay tuned for updates on this winter storm unfolding for Asheville Sunday. 29 our low tonight, 40 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road to approaching Long Shoals Road due to an accident. 26 on the eastbound side, pockets of very heavy volume after Brevard Road and continuing to Airport Road. 40 westbound in Haywood County, slow between Fines Creek Road and Harmon-Den Road. Sweden Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Brevard Road southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. And Sardis Road near Sand Hill Road seeing delays. And Smoky Park Highway southbound and northbound approaching Sand Hill Road delays. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Real credit card questions require real people. Someone who understands your issues and works to resolve them with you. That's why Discover offers helpful, U.S.-based representatives. Available 24/7. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
What's that? Oh, you hate your job. Well, just spreak up a little. Right, not speak up. Spreak up. You know, if you have something to say, you have a passion you could spend hours talking about every day, if you've always fantasized about doing a podcast, you just have to spreak up. That's what we call it over at Spreaker.com. Spreaker for my heart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. So, you know, spreak up. Spreak for yourself. Spreak your mind. Spreak now or forever hold your peace. Spreaker.com.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
This week at Ingles, select sizes and varieties, Folgers or Cafe Bustelo, large can or K-Cup coffee, $5.98 each. Select Jif peanut butter or Smucker's jam, jelly, or preserves, 2 for $4. And select sizes and varieties, Kellogg's Special K cereal, 2 for $5. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
This week at Ingles, select sizes and varieties, Cheez-It crackers, 2 for $6. Select sizes and varieties, Dunkin' Bag or K-Cup coffee, $4.98 each. And select sizes and varieties, General Mills cereal, 2 for $5. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai? Right you are.
Welcome back in to the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Hit the subscribe button. Get into the chat. Safwan Ben Malik says he might need, 20 beers for every year that the Raiders haven't won a playoff game. If they lose to the Cincinnati Bengals,
you need to stretch that out over a series of days.
Technically, I'll get you off the hook for one. It would only be 19, only 19 beers, because that was how long that's been. It was January of 2003, so it was the 2002 season. So it was only 19 seasons ago, and of course I remember that because of how they ended out after their last playoff win, losing in the Super Bowl to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. January 26, 2003. Greatest day in the history of the world. I get that the pressure is immense for Dallas. I'm not saying it's not. The Los Angeles Rams, I believe that they're under a lot of pressure too. Are they a well-run franchise? Do they draft well? Yes, all of those things you said are true. But Matt Stafford completely loses all of the faith of the fan base if he loses his game. Now, you can't lose to a division opponent in the first round of the playoffs when everybody expects you to win a Super Bowl. That's all this has been about. The entire season has been about making the push to be the second team ever to play, win a Super Bowl in their home stadium. They went out and got Matt Stafford with the Jared Goff deal. They went out and get Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. They bring in all of these pieces. It's going to be a massive failure. Dallas, this is just Dallas doing Dallas again. And I get it's completely different inside the building.
It's not different inside the building. It's different everywhere because that fan base just has an outsized expectation of what they're going to be.
But there will be.
You were so clearly the best team in that division, and then you come in and you lose in the first round of the playoffs. It's a disaster. And I think Buffalo's in the same boat. Buffalo had Super Bowl aspirations. If you lose to Bill with a rookie quarterback in the first playoff game of what's supposed to be a deep playoff run,
Sean McDermott's gone. Is that what you're saying? Or the swell to get him gone will be more?
Oh, you'll start hearing it. You'll start hearing it, and it will get loud in a hurry.
Right. We had a window where New England was not the top of this division.
Mm-hmm. You had a chance.
And now we've lost our chance.
Well, and to me, it's not you lost your chance. That's how the fan base will see it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the fan perspective of, now look, New England's back. They're going to keep building on this, and we're screwed again. We're going to be buried. That team's so young, though. I feel like they're fine.
Oh, I mean, they're fine.
They lose here. Nothing's going to change. They'll go into next year, and they'll still have hopes of winning that division and competing for a Super Bowl again. I mean, Josh Allen is only, 25 years old?
Mm-hmm. But see, all of the things you just said are rational.
Mm-hmm.
Fans are not rational.
Oh, I get it.
The biggest two letdowns potentially to me would be the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. I'm on the LA Rams. Is it because we don't believe that there's much of a shot of the Eagles being victorious this weekend that nobody's talking about Tampa Bay? Because think about it. I mean, Tampa Bay loses this game.
They're still the defending Super Bowl champions.
I don't care, but there's a lot that can happen. I mean, this could expedite the downfall if they lose.
Well, I mean, the downfall is coming no matter what you do.
Yeah,
but as soon as Tommy's not your quarterback anymore, it's going to be a fall off a cliff.
And I guess that's where I'm sitting. If Tom doesn't win, if Tom loses in the first round of the playoffs to the Philadelphia Eagles, do you think he'd hang it up? Or do you think he'd do that whole, I've got the fire to win one more in me and come back for one more year at age 45?
I think he's coming back regardless.
You think so?
I'm tired of assuming that Tom's going to be gone.
Right.
I've been doing that for too long.
You do that at your own peril, I guess?
I'm tired of speculating on it. When he retires, he'll retire.
Mm-hmm.
He might play until he's 80.
I feel like this, it would be a letdown to lose in the first round of the playoffs, but it could also trigger the movement of Tom decides this is not it for he doesn't want to do this anymore. Bruce Arians may decide to retire.
I don't know that would be the worst thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, but then who are you going to replace him with? That's the question.
One or two guys on your staff.
Byron. You give the job to Byron if Bruce decides to step down.
You've got two candidates on your staff.
Hey, you've already seen that, though. You believe Todd Bowles should take over a franchise? I don't.
As long as Tom's your quarterback, I really don't care who your coach is.
Right.
I don't think Bruce Arians is a markedly better coach than Todd Bowles was.
Mm-hmm. He
just has Tom Brady, and Todd Bowles had Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Right. I don't know. It's just the whole, Godwin's going to be gone probably. Although the injury does help the chances that they could re-sign him again, since he'll be out till middle of the season next year. But I feel like a loss could end up being the downfall of the of the little Brady Tampa Bay experiment. You think I'm overreacting?
I just think no matter what happens with Tampa, it's going to happen on the same time frame. I can't get a good read of, Tom gets beat in the playoffs, Tom wins another Super Bowl. Does it make it any more likely that he comes back? I don't really think it does.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it did, it would happen this year.
All right, let's get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Okay, I don't know if this really qualifies as weird, but I'm gonna combine these. We're gonna combine these with our just a bit outside and weird stories, since we missed just a bit outside in the first hour. Did you see what the ACC commissioner had to say today? Commissioner Jim Phillips held a conference call and said that the conference is unanimous against expanding the college football playoff. No one should be shocked by that. I don't think. I mean, I think this is just like telling your kid that, They got to eat their vegetables, and they're going to kick and scream and say no. Because the ACC knows where they fall in the pecking order of college football. And they know that expansion is not a good thing for them.
Oh, that is about the only way they're going to get one in anytime soon. Unless it's Clemson. Unless Clemson has a great...
Oh, no, it's NC State. NC State's going to be the top 5 next year, and they're just Devin Leary's going to set the world on fire. And, God, I'm already sick of hearing that. Already sick of hearing that. But the ACC doesn't have a contender.
No.
And they just they want to keep it as it is. They want to keep the 4-game format. I don't understand a whole lot why. I mean, I guess it's because the money's going to be less for, it's going to be split amongst more teams and you get more money if there are only 4 teams. That's got to be the only reasoning here. It's the same size pie, but you're splitting it up in different or in smaller portions.
It's not going to be the same size pie, and that's to me that's where it's where all the people are saying, "Oh, we want to keep it at 4." That's where you're missing the boat, because these ancillary bowl games. We talked about this yesterday. Mm-hmm. These ancillary bowl games, it is going to get harder and harder and harder to find sponsors for these,
right?
Because the ratings keep going lower and lower and lower. Now you add extra games that are competitive where you don't lose these guys that opt out. That's another story for another day. Is a team that comes in at 12, do they still have guys that opt out? I would have never thought of that until it was brought up to me, and the more I thought about it, the more maybe. There's a
just as good
coming.
a shot.
There's a change coming. It's just a question of are you going to get on board with it, or are you just going to keep fighting it? The ACC seems to want to fight it. I don't get it.
The ACC looks like they're going to fight it as long as they possibly can. And that's going to be 3 years. 2025, I don't think there's anything stopping this.
I don't either.
But the ACC, they're going to be the stalwart. They're going to say, no, we don't want to do this.
Well, there's many that are going to be right on board with that, but it'll change reasonably quickly.
Go ahead.
There are very few people in this world that drive me crazier than the Paul brothers.
Yep.
Logan and Jake Paul.
Yep.
Well, Logan had a bad day yesterday.
Oh, no.
Logan bought $3.5 million of unopened Pokemon cards. By the way, if you'd told me before this year started that I would have 2 weird news stories that involve Pokemon in a week, I would have said you were out of your mind. But here we are. The internet personality did what he does, and he did a YouTube video.
Yeah.
A live, look at me open my Pokemon cards.
Oh, gosh.
That's the only one problem.
Yeah.
They're fake.
All of them?
Yeah. They were G.I. Joe cards. They were fake. He had them authenticated by, I think, the baseball card exchange.
Okay.
Authenticated them and said they were real. Only one problem. They're not. He got completely duped. The outside of the boxes had Pokemon branding, but the inside were green G.I. Joe cards.
Oh, no.
So they had the box. The box was right. And he had stacked them all up, and he starts opening them. He said a bunch of things that I can't say. I absolutely refuse to believe that this was not put on, but it's been in every newspaper in the world. And I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I hope it's accurate. I hope you got had.
So he spent $3.5 million
yeah, and you know why you deserve that?
Pallets of Pokemon cards?
No, it's boxes of unopened special edition.
Yeah, but they're like
editions.
But were there like 7,000 boxes? Or did he spend $3.5 million on like 4 boxes of cards?
No. I mean, there were several boxes. I can't count exactly how many.
Yeah.
But they were first editions.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Then he opened the box and they were very clearly G.I. Joes.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
And look, I just feel like you earned this spending $3.5 million on Pokemon cards.
Yep.
How are those still a thing? Those were a thing when I was in like the 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. And I thought they were absolutely asinine then, and I haven't changed my tune on it even one little bit.
No.
Look, I have a Charizard. And yes, I can only use that one because it's the only one I know.
Jeremy, I know you're a hashtag birds aren't real guy.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
You're a conspiracy theory guy.
I have to tell you a story about that after whatever you're going to say.
Okay. I know you're a conspiracy theory guy. The question that remains for all of us is how much is our government lying to us?
I don't think I can answer that on this.
What is the government hiding from us? And they may have, everybody wants to know about the secret of aliens. Like, do aliens exist? Have aliens been to Earth? All of this. There's one guy who thinks he's figured it out. And he's used the most scientific tool, I think, that you could possibly think of to determine, yes, aliens have been to Earth, and they've been here longer than you expect. You know what tool he used? Google Maps. Google Maps. Yeah, so this guy, he lives in Taiwan. His name is Scott C. Waring, and Scott was on Google Maps, and he just happened to be looking at big old pictures of, satellite pictures of Antarctica, and he feels, I have no idea why you would do that, but he's searching in the snow for something. Maybe he was looking for the Transformers guy. I don't know.
Was he looking for Santa Claus?
But no, this is South Pole, not North Pole. Completely different.
I always got confused by that because on the map, Antarctica was in both places.
He was looking through the Google Maps, and he found something on the images that he says looks like it is proof that there was an ancient alien civilization that lived underground in Antarctica. And the images that he's found, one was taken in 1985. The other was taken last year. And between 1985 and now, this strange thing that looks like a series of ridges out in the middle of nowhere in Antarctica has somehow sprouted up a landing strip. And he feels like Google Maps is telling us that the government is lying to us. That there are actually, and there's actually proof of an alien ancient civilization underground in Antarctica. And Google Maps proves it. This is the type of story that I feel like psychotherapists need to be meeting with Scott Waring. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying if you look at a picture and, there's this thing that looks like it's a snow-covered outpost, and over the years, it got a landing strip, and there's all kinds of tire tracks and stuff around. You might want to check with the government before you post this big, this big, long, drawn-out thing about maybe there is an outpost out there. Research, people living with the penguins. I know birds aren't real to you, Jeremy, but are penguins real?
Is it a bird?
Can't fly. They can swim, but they can't fly.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, all right. Just curious.
People worried about what's happening at the South Pole, while meanwhile there are just flying government surveillance lies flying all around you. Hashtag birds aren't real.
The pictures are kind of cool to look at, but they're triggering for Jeremy since he hates snow so much.
I don't like snow. I don't like birds. I don't like most things, if I was being really honest.
But I don't think Google Maps is the thing that we can use to prove that aliens have been here. That's just my opinion.
You really don't realize how many things I don't like until you start flipping through it in your head.
Mm-hmm.
At least I didn't.
Oh, I've always thought you were weird, so that's fine.
By the way, I have to communicate this. So
okay.
I had a conversation with somebody that had never heard of hashtag birds aren't real. So HWA was sitting beside me while this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, as soon as we turned on our streaming services, an internet ad popped up for a hat from hashtag birds aren't real. There was no internet search. There was no nothing. It was just said between us. And I went, I don't like that. I'm gonna throw my phone in boiling water now because he stopped listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
All right. Do you have a weird story that you'd like to get in?
I told my weird story the first time, so I guess we'll just flip them.
All right.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
Now, pew pew himself He is a Georgia icon now, and he will live in famous times in Athens, Georgia forever.
Yes.
Well, earlier this week after his national championship win, he did a thing. He did a thing that a lot of people do. They just don't tend to be national champion winning quarterbacks. He worked at a Raising Cane's. If you watch our web show, you'll know that Raising Cane's is one of my favorite places. We have talked about it on the show multiple times. This was sent to me by the pastor of the Sportsocracy, Adam Black. Apparently, he's sponsored in an NIL deal by Raising Cane's, which I did not know they came that close to here. They have them in Athens.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that. Every time I've ever eaten one, it's been further south than that.
Yeah.
Fantastic place.
Huh. So he worked at the restaurant as part of his NIL deal?
Yeah. He's just hanging out. Now, here's the thing I don't understand. He didn't wear the uniform, which, okay, if you hand me my chicken and you're not wearing no. I don't care who you are.
Oh, he wasn't wearing the Raising Cane's uniform.
No, he's just wearing a red shirt that makes my eyes hurt. Raising Cane's is fantastic. Did not know they sponsored Stetson Bennett.
Do they have great uniforms or what?
No.
When you said uniform, I thought, why would he wear his uniform while he's working at a fast food restaurant?
Frankly, it would make more sense if he did wear his uniform because then people might know who he was.
Right, because now
they showed a video of this and people were just like, why is this dude wearing different? I don't know. Why are you handing me my chicken? I don't know you. Now, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people that did know who he was.
I don't know.
But
the ones they showed up to work. I don't know.
The ones they showed in the stream, they had no idea.
Interesting.
Hashtag birds aren't real. I just had to keep getting that out there.
Hashtag birds aren't real, but they taste so good. So that's the thing I don't get. Like you refuse to say that birds are real, but you will eat them every day of your life. How'd that work?
Chickens aren't birds. Chickens were only put on this earth to confuse people. Because they don't fly, and they're delicious. Same thing with ducks.
But they do fly. Like long distances. Like that's kind of their thing.
Yeah, but you can eat them. You never see somebody go, hey, I want to eat that pigeon. So that's where they hit them.
Well, no. I mean, unless you're just desperate.
Unless you're desperate.
I mean, sure, pigeon's a fine meal if you haven't had a meal in a long time.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're so confusing. You're so confusing. Yeah, there are a lot of teams playing this weekend in the wild card weekend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the temperature gauge whether they win or they lose. I mean, Cincinnati loses, you're like, it was a hell of a year, and they surpassed all expectations. Las Vegas loses, they were supposed to lose. It was fun while it lasted, all that. Pittsburgh losing, nobody's going to shed it. I mean, that people will shed a tear because it's Ben's last game.
Oh, bye, Ben.
Right. But nobody's really going to care. I think I will be disappointed if San Francisco doesn't pull the win over Dallas.
That's one of the interesting ones. Is I feel like whoever loses that game will be seen as a disappointment. With San Francisco, you shouldn't. You've gone through injury issues for like what feels like the 9th year in a row.
But San Francisco's got hope. Like if they do lose this game, and say Jimmy Garoppolo's the reason they lose, guess what? Gone. Jimmy's not a problem anymore.
Well, Jimmy's going to be going regardless.
I know. But this
you can't use the number 3 pick on a player and then just keep him in mothballs forever.
No. But they will have hope going into next year that this is, Trey Lance, all that kind of thing. San Francisco wins this game, it could mean a lot of money for Jimmy. I think Jimmy's going to make bank anyway.
Jimmy will do just fine.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's that we're referring to him as he was a Seinfeld character. You remember Jimmy? Jimmy was the guy that wore the jumpy shoes, and he always spoke in the third person.
No.
God.
No.
We're going to be snowed in for like 3 days. I need you to go home and watch all of Seinfeld because you don't get some really wonderful references. And I don't make references to a lot of things.
Yeah,
so if you could,
bone up on my Seinfeld just so I can get your references.
You could, okay.
I'm sure the people who watch Seinfeld got a good kick out of that.
Jimmy's getting upset. Sorry, that's one of my favorite episodes ever.
Mm-hmm. We have a super chat.
I'm your huckleberry.
Devin Joba says Alexa and Siri are always listening and tailoring your internet ads. Duh.
Yeah, I mean, I
Did
think
you not know this by now?
I think we all already knew that. What scares me is if they hear all of the wonderful conspiracies that I like to tell people.
You're on a list.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm literally waiting for the next time I try to board an airplane and they have a serious discussion with me in some back room of an airport.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much of this do you really believe? More than you would like me to.
Yeah, you talk a lot about that. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, San Francisco, they should win. And I'm going to be disappointed if they don't, but they got a lot of hope going into next year because they're going to hand the reins over to Trey.
And they're a good young team. They'll be right back. There's only one team that I'm looking at going, this might actually be it. It's Pittsburgh. Because I have no idea what you're going to do at quarterback. I get asked the Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh thing literally once a day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. There's a possibility that your next quarterback is playing this weekend. That's not the right one. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. That would make infinitely more sense to me than Aaron Rodgers would. I mean, Aaron Rodgers would be great, but you got to pay him, and you have problems.
But when you say this is it, what do you mean? Like if they lose this game, you see a path where Pittsburgh just fades into the ether and becomes just a also ran?
Depends on who the next quarterback is. If you think Kenny Pickett's the guy that's going to lead you to a Super Bowl, I have a bridge to sell you. I've heard they're in love with him.
None of these rookie quarterbacks could come in and be the next face of the franchise and continue to go back to the playoffs every year with Mike Tomlin.
I mean, there's one, but they're not going to have a shot at him.
Sam
Howell. Again, I'm just going to keep saying this as a victory lap. I think it's funny how many people tell me I was an idiot because I had Sam Howell as the number one quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Look around your mock drafts. It's weird how many times I'm seeing him in the top 10 now.
Right.
And this is before the process. I said it would happen when teams started interviewing him because he is one of the most impressive kids you will ever talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening before that, which means he could be the number one pick. Well, number 2 pick.
I don't think he's worth it.
Jacksonville's not obviously.
I really don't think he's worth it at this point. He's got a lot to learn.
Yeah, I
just the one thing that kills me about him is still the fact that he refuses to get down. And I think he's going to get killed at the next level if he tries to pull that.
Yeah, I don't. I've watched a lot of quarterbacks do that.
Mm-hmm.
One of them plays for the Baltimore Ravens. Hadn't heard him in the least. I easily see a path that Sam Howell's the number one pick in this draft. A team just goes, we got to have him because they see the others and go, holy moly, there is a lot to do with these guys. A lot of raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when I'm seeing Matt Corral go in the top 10, okay, not a good quarterback here.
Yep. Okay. All right. You got some wagers for us?
We're going to do that after the break.
We're going to do that after the break.
It's a weekend. It's a full weekend edition.
Oh, so you're like going in, like you got a bunch of picks for this weekend.
Well, I've got 4 on the screen, and then I've got just a little smattering of things that I've seen over the weekend.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's been an up and down week for the I Got 5 on it. Monday night went horribly. You put a lot of money on Alabama to win, and unfortunately for you, that could not happen. Fortunately for me, it went the other way. But then you turned it around on Wednesday with a massive night.
If you followed me, we started this last Tuesday. That was our first show of the week. The goal of this segment is I'm going to turn $500 fictitious dollars into $5,000, which means I need to make roughly $100 a week.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to do is hit 2 or 3 tonight, and I'm actually well ahead of the pace that I need to be on.
All right. I Got 5 on it is coming up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Like it's slow traffic volume 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and Bavard Road. Haywood County 40 westbound slow between Vines Creek Road and Harmondon Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Sweeten Creek Road northbound slow approaching Mills Gap Road beginning at the Kensington Place Apartments. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by T.P. Howard Plumbing.
Hey, this is Josh Howard with T.P. Howard's Plumbing.
There's nothing worse than a plumbing emergency. A leaky faucet that drips at the rate of 1 drip per second can waste more than 3,000 gallons per year. A steady drip may come from a faucet or a leaking toilet. Call TP Howard's Plumbing at 628-1369. That's 628-1369.
Are you 55 or older and haven't had a colonoscopy? Join a colon cancer screening study and you could earn up to $575.
I'll screen.
It's a study for a non-invasive way to screen for colon cancer from home. By joining, you can help advance the science of screening.
I'll screen too.
You'll just need to provide a stool sample, and a colonoscopy will be done through your own insurance. Enroll now and screen to help create a better future for all.
I'll screen.
I'll screen. Let's all screen for colon cancer.
Visit screeningstudy.com to sign up or learn more. That's screeningstudy.com.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. It's time to call QC Kinetic, non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Don't let them keep giving you steroids, and don't let them tell you your surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now and imagine life in 2022 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517.
Staples helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 25% off custom printed labels, postcards, flyers, brochures, and more when you spend $60 or more in store only. Offer ends 1/29. See staples.com/print for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
So you finally got your credit score up to 700. You're feeling good, about to get a new credit card with rewards. You apply and, ooh, it's not approved. And that knocks your score right out of the 700 club. There's a better way. Next time, go to Credit Karma and check out your approval odds first so you can find a card you're more likely to get approved for. And with over 100 million members, there are plenty of reviews to help you choose. Get your free credit scores and find the right card for you at Credit Karma. Approval not guaranteed, subject to checks.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's time for Jeremy to put his money where his mouth is. It's been going pretty well so far.
I had a kerfuffle yesterday because apparently Seton Hall did the same thing I did and forgot their game started at 5 o'clock, and they didn't play until the last 10 minutes. Had they taken that to overtime, I think they would have carried. But if you've been following us since this started, you started with $500 fictitious dollars. You have turned that into $692.45. I got 3 for tonight and a couple for over the weekend. First one, I got 25 on it. Nebraska and Purdue play tonight. Mm-hmm. Nebraska is horror awful. Purdue is not. But the over-under is 155. I genuinely think this game could run 50 minutes and they wouldn't touch that. I got 25 on it, under 155 between Nebraska and Purdue. I got 50 on it. The Illinois Fighting Illini tonight are a 9.5-point favorite against the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan has absolutely been killed by coronavirus. They haven't had a full practice in 3 weeks, and it shows. The last time these two teams played at full strength, Michigan humming on all cylinders, Illinois went into Ann Arbor and beat them by 20. They're going to do it again tonight in Champaign. I got 50 on it. Illinois minus 9.5. I got 75 on it. One that I told you earlier, and I'm just this confident. That Golden State Warriors team, there's something wrong. There's something wrong without Draymond Green. They're not efficient defensively. Klay Thompson looks like he should have waited another 3 weeks to come back. There's something up with that team. They look bad, and they look disjointed. I got 75 on it. Chicago minus the 4. The others I got, we'll call it I got 25 on it. There are 3 over-unders in the NFL playoffs that are absolutely out of their minds. The first one, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals is 48.5. I got 25 on it that goes over. I'd like to lay a side 25 on it that it goes over in the first 3 quarters. There's not a way to do that, so I'll take 25 on it over 48.5. Buffalo, New England is 44. That is insane. They could play 2 games, and they might not score 44 points. I'm 25 on it under. And finally, Monday night, the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Over-under's 49.5. They might hit that by halftime. I got 25 on it over 49.5 for the Rams and the Cardinals.
And you can lock in all those wagers at betus.com. BetUS.com. Use the promo code SPORTSOCRACY, and they will give you a 125% deposit bonus. Hey, speaking of putting 25 on it, I have taken 24 of it off, and that's all thanks to PhD Weight Loss. MyPhDWeightLoss.com is the website. Dr. Ashley Lucas has developed a nutrition system to help you get back on the track. If you got a few extra pounds, you got a lot of extra pounds like me and Jeremy do. This will help you right the ship, correct the course, get back on track. And all you got to do is just go to MyPhDWeightLoss.com and, book your free consultation with them, and they will show you the path to dropping the weight. I've been on it 7 weeks. I have dropped 24 pounds. That is unbelievable. Jeremy, you've been doing well as well. You're down 19 pounds?
Correct.
Is that correct? 19 pounds. You want to lose some weight? You need to do it? Give them a shout. MyPhDWeightLoss.com. I'm Tate Spitzer. He's Jeremy Greene. We will see you back here next week. Don't know what the weather's going to do this weekend, if we'll be back with you on Monday or not. But if we're not,
on Facebook. We'll have all those things out there, and
right.
We'll be putting things out all weekend long.
We will be with you tomorrow afternoon on YouTube exclusively, and the happy hour is coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Winter storm watch up into the weekend, and some big-time snows. Some locations could see double-digit snowfall totals for Sunday. We do quickly get above freezing early next week for Tuesday and Wednesday, but damage done this weekend. Stay tuned for updates on this winter storm unfolding for Asheville Sunday. 29 our low tonight, 40 Saturday. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
Find comfort in this world in the stressless and make others more comfortable as well. Right now, when you donate $50 to charity, Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain will give you $200 off any stressless seating. Make a donation and get absolute comfort in return at Tyson Furniture, where beautiful homes begin.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Like it's slow traffic volume 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and Bavard Road. Haywood County 40 westbound slow between Vines Creek Road and Harmondon Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Sweeten Creek Road northbound slow approaching Mills Gap Road beginning at the Kensington Place Apartments. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has all the tools you need to start the year off strong. Right now, get 40% back in a Staples Store bonus when you buy any 2 ink or toner cartridges in-store only. Offer ends 1/15. See staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy here. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Thank you for coming along for the ride on the happy hour edition here. We talked about who needs to win this weekend on the ESPN Asheville show. We talked about, we did all the games, broke them down, picked the games, all that. The question now is, what do you want to see happen this weekend?
Well, that's not really what the question was meant to be, but I want to see whoever wins Cincinnati and Vegas not get knocked out next week. That would be what I'm after.
Mm-hmm.
The better question to me is there a team outside of Kansas City and Buffalo that I really feel like can make it to a Super Bowl that is playing this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
And my answer is no, not really. I don't see any team in the NFC going into Green Bay and beating Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That defense is too good. You know, that was the problem last year, is that on the non-Jair Alexander side,
mm-hmm.
it was just too easy to take advantage of that. Devin, there you go.
I'm your huckleberry.
There it is. Please fix the awkward sounds leading into the uncensored third hour. Always makes me feel like my phone broke.
My phone broke.
It's one of my objectives over the weekend. I've already got the fun little elevator music. I just got to put the stuff behind it.
Nice.
The negative of our current setup is that my computer is about strong enough to run a quarter of this show. But all things will be fixed in due time.
Very good. All right. I have said for weeks that I believe that Green Bay is the team at the top. That, odds on, I would say they're going to win the Super Bowl. However, I still just can't get past the fact that they have been so close and fallen apart in the playoffs. What you said about the defense is absolutely true. The defense is better than it has been. But, I still feel like I don't feel like it's a sure thing that Green Bay is going to roll through the NFC. The week off helps. I get it.
Well, you get it healthy. You get Bakhtiari. Bakhtiari's coming back.
But I think there's a whole. There is a massive ball of pressure on Green Bay to get this thing done. Because what happens if you don't? What happens if you lose again in the NFC Championship game?
Same thing has happened to 6 previous times you've done that?
Nothing. You just
you lather up and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
If I hit that button, you can't hear me.
They just lather up and do it again. There will be no changes. Aaron Rodgers will be back regardless.
We got the thing with Aaron Rodgers has always been comical to me. Where are you going to go? What do you think? You're going to go to Pittsburgh? They don't have any money.
Go to Denver?
They're bereft of cap space.
Mm-hmm. You go to Denver. Denver's got a spot for you. Miami will make the pitch for you.
So you're going to go to Denver and play for what is probably a first-time head coach. Or you're going to play for Dan Quinn. Why do I not think that's going to move him?
Well, if you're first-time head coach, if that first-time head coach is one of the coaches you're familiar with already.
Nathaniel Hackett.
If it's Nathaniel Hackett, if it's that Getsy guy, the quarterback's coach at Green Bay that got an interview.
I find it. I love when teams do that. Hey, let's interview somebody that makes no sense. Cool, give him the job. Give him the job or none of it matters.
I feel like it was part of a backup plan. If Nathaniel Hackett won't take the job, then maybe we can get Aaron to come if we get his quarterback's coach.
Hey, let's play a fun game.
Yep.
And I'm asking this in the comments. There are 3 teams that going into next year, their average age is 25 and a half or less. Who are those 3 teams?
I don't know.
One of them shocked the shit out of me. I should have known it, but I didn't.
All right, say it again.
Going into next year, and I found this when I pulled up cap space,
mm-hmm.
there are 3 teams whose average age going into next year is 25 and a half or less. Name those 3 teams.
Or less. I'm going to guess Green Bay's one of them.
Nope. No, Green Bay's oldest.
So that's what I was thinking.
Green Bay's 27.
I figured there was a reason you usually ask these questions.
No, I just noticed it when I went to pull up cap space because some of the teams that people talk about with Green Bay are comically stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he could go to Pittsburgh. Oh, really? He could go to a Pittsburgh team that has 41 guys under contract. Several of them are high-end free agents. And they have $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure how I know that's going to happen, but okay.
Look, if the New Orleans Saints can pull magic with the salary cap, then it shouldn't be a problem for Pittsburgh.
I asked this question. The first 3 people that chimed in got the one that bumfuzzled me. The Carolina Panthers are 2.
Yeah.
Curtis Davis and Rob Johnson both got the second team, which was the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And the third team is my New York Jets. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I knew the Jets, and I had a feeling about the Lions. I did not know that Carolina was that young.
Well, I mean, you think about
reason
it.
For hope.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it all over their roster. It's all youth.
Alex Manjabi said the Eagles are almost 27, 26.7. There's a big jump between the Giants.
What?
I'm looking at this list. There are things that just blow my mind.
Talk it out. Share it with the group.
The 4th and 6th, the youngest teams in the league are the LA Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That should make you feel real warm and fuzzy.
Right. I mean, they'll have a lock on the AFC.
They're not going to lock on anything. The AFC is going to be a bloodbath every single year.
Hell, it's going to be so much fun. A bloodbath.
It is. I mean, you got 5 teams in the AFC that are just really freaking good and young. And then you got a Bills team that's really vet, and I got news for you. Their roster age is going to go through the floor next year because I got about 6 dudes that are over 30 that will not be on that team next year.
Right.
That's another thing that I look at with Buffalo. Buffalo's got a last ride kind of thing with them because you got so many guys that are over 30 that aren't going to be back on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because they've all been replaced. I got asked in the comments who's the oldest. I would have never gotten this right.
Houston Texans.
Houston was 22. I would have said the team at 31, which was your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right.
Fire those cannons.
Who is it?
The Arizona Cardinals. They're the oldest team in the league. And I should have known that with A.J. Greene and J.J. Watt. That's good. Having dudes that are that old is going to bring you down. But Adam Black and Rob Johnson asked that, by the way. So the original topic that I was actually striving for with this was to ask you guys, what would you like from the live stream tomorrow?
Oh.
I've got to get mentally prepared of how this is going to look, and because this is going to be a little bit different. All right, so we will have we have a television service in the studio that runs about 45 seconds behind the action.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to have to do anything.
Right.
We will be on the delay that we have to be on. We'll all be good there. Obviously, we will not be able to show anything live because we don't have a deal with the NFL.
Right.
And since it's on visual, it takes away our ability to do things that ESPN allows us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, what would do you want me to go full nerd? Do you want us to just sit here and drink beer and make fun of each other? People have been asking us to do this all year long.
Right.
So we're finally here, and now I'm trying to schematically lay out, okay, what do I need prepared for 4 o'clock tomorrow? And I'm just curious what everybody's after.
Right. Do we need to do, statistical breakdowns of the offenses and things like that? Or
Adam Black said live betting. There will certainly be plenty of that. I'm going to have a lot of – because the goal – you've got a UNCAA game at 1?
Yes.
So you should be done about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So the objective is going to be whenever he gets done, I'll have everything set up and ready to go. Ideally, I would like to be on the other set because that would make everything roll much more swimming.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the goal. Jonathan Welch said, can we screen share all of Jeremy's main tweets? Yes. Yes, you can. Hopefully they go better than the ones I had during the national title game. There was a lot of that I went, man, I should delete that because that made me look stupid.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it'll be fun.
Much like the NFL draft. It just gives it a whole different level when we're stream of consciousness talking.
Everything's fun when you're live.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Do I need to go? All right, let me ask you a question. So Alex Majabi said full nerd. All right, so should I break out my old NFL draft prospect rankings on players that are going to play tomorrow? Because I have them for damn near every player. Adam Black said, disappointed you can't fit a couch in the studio. We can in the other one. There are things happening that we haven't really let people in on. The way all of this looks, sounds, and feels is getting ready to... It's not going to change. Well, I should have said it that way. It's going to change, but it's going to revert back to more of what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously wanted to have this show visual, and that's not going to change. It might stop for a few days. It just depends on how long things... I see what Adam Blake's saying. Drunk guy on the couch. Oh, yeah. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drunk guy on the couch.
Oh, yeah. Alex Majabi said, any chance of eventual live NFL YouTube streams? Would be fun to watch games and hear from you both. The thing of that is that you have to get to a certain level you have to be affiliated with somebody that has a deal with the NFL. It's incredibly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason nobody does it, is because most guys that do what we do can't afford that. Adam Blake said, get a homeless guy off Patton to give some insight. We can do that too. Hell, we ain't even got to go to Patton. We just got to go right down to, we do it in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
They're right on the other side.
Yeah. That's true.
Little tent village.
We could set up the Zoom as well, and we could use the Zoom in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like an open Zoom. Like, is that possible to have? Like, if Kevin Vick or Safwan or anybody wanted to, spend, like they do on the Manning cast, like spend 10 minutes on with us, just talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We can set it up to do that.
We can, and it would be open-ended. I would have to, if anybody's interested in that, feel free to say so. If you've got a setup to where you could do that. Clarence Engel asked, what rating will this program be? This will be like RoboCop. All right, We're going to have to cut some shit to make it not X. Especially, I live right down the street from here, so I fully plan on stopping at the at Engel's, low prices, love the savings, and grabbing some Wicked Weed beers, drink different, and doing a lot of that. Because if I have to be like, honey, go pick me up from work,
right?
I can do that.
Yeah, no, Clarence, you're probably not going to want to have the grandchildren in the room
100%.
While it's going on.
Well, and there won't be a ton of that. The only thing you got to be, because here's one of the things I'm planning on doing, and it kind of goes into what Adam Black said. One of the things that I've always wanted to do is show how live betting works, because the fun thing of Vegas is you can play off of them with just when you do things. And so I plan on doing some of that tomorrow because you can live bet with Bet Us. So if you've got Bet Us up, you'll be able to see the same lines we do. It's on a completely different side of the page. A lot of people that have already signed up with us don't even know it's there. And I know that because I don't see who's doing what, but I see what people are doing.
Right.
And our live betting number is minuscule, which is shocking because that's a lot of what I do.
I've never done that.
Live betting is one of those things. Live betting is kind of like dating a stripper. It can be a lot of fun. It can also end with
this
you like
your time saver.
Sorry about that.
Full Monopoly man with your pockets pulled out, just going, oh, Everybody left. JT Money said Hall of Reprehensibles, only Zoom meeting link. Bingo, that's the right call. That's the right call. And that's why I wanted to do this, because I knew people would say things like that. 100%. I'll put it in the Discord. If you want in, hop in. If I see you in, we'll throw you on the screen.
Yep.
That's exactly how that works.
Yep.
And I really wish I had known that, because I would have put that on the freaking graphic.
And Alex, yes, I mean, during a 3-hour ball game, there's going to be a lot of room to talk about other things, and we will talk about projections for the offseason. We will talk about all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to talk a good amount of draft.
So when I don't know if people have noticed this, but a lot of times we will say things like, "Hey, this is going to happen," and then something else happens, and we go, "Ooh, that's a good idea." The first round of my mock draft, the first round of my 7-round mock draft is going to come out during this live stream.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put that on the graphic either. This is going to be one of those, hey, bet you wish you'd watch this shit. Da-da. If you live in the Asheville area and you were listening to ESPN Radio during a day that we didn't know we were on air, you already know who my number one pick is. So there's that. And somehow I didn't say wordy dirts during that, and I'm still very proud of this.
This is completely shocking to me. Completely shocking to me.
It's always weird when one of your teachers from high school messages you and goes, "Hey, I know you well enough to know that you should not be on a microphone when you don't know that."
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the number one thing that they teach you. Don't have the open microphone.
Correct. Yeah, they also teach you, and this is one of the only things that I ever learned in the not broadcasting school I went to, don't say anything around a microphone that you wouldn't want to say if it was live, because it could be.
Joey Bose is talking. Joey Bose is talking smack. He says,
about what? His 3 handicap in golf? Because that's the only thing that matters from him right now. Oh,
I said Nick Bosa, didn't I?
No, you said Joey Bosa.
I meant Nick Bosa.
Okay, yeah.
Nick Bosa is talking shit.
Well, I figured out what you did when you looked at me like I'd shot a puppy.
I was like, what are you talking about? Playing golf? No, he's getting ready to play the fucking Cowboys. That's what he does. Nick Bosa is talking smack. He says, Tyron Smith, he's had a good career, but he's definitely beatable. He said there's tape on that offensive line getting beat, and they're going to do the same.
I wish he'd said, he's had a nice career, I'm going to end it.
Oh, well, that's a little harsh.
That's the kind of shit I did.
You don't.
That's the kind of smack I would. I would. Shit, I talk about your girlfriend. I talk about your mother. I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. Oh, God, if your mom came to a game, holy good Lord.
How many times did that come back to bite you?
What, somebody like throwing a swing at me?
I don't know.
No. Look at me.
You never faced a guy that was as big as you were, or you just didn't talk shit to those guys?
Well, I mean, you got to read the room, okay? I remember one specifically that I used to play AAU basketball against that I'd look at and go, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to do that.
Right.
You look like a feller that could scrap.
Okay. I just want to know you're picking you're choosing your battles wisely.
That's something we should have done. Jonathan Welch just said in the comments. We should have called Brian Haynes and see if he wanted to be involved in this. It's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
I can shoot the text.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just realized something. If we're doing this in there, how the hell are we going to do microphones? Because these don't move.
Bingo.
Where's that other set of microphones?
Don't know.
Oh, shit. It's somewhere because I've seen it. It's just a question of where.
I think they're in John's office.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll get it all figured out. The fun thing is just going to be hanging out long form again with you guys.
Yes.
But anyway, where I was going with that Nick Bosa thing, like, does that even matter? Like, does bulletin board material even matter at this point? Do you need extra motivation for a matchup? I wouldn't think so. When you're in the playoffs, it's all about business, and you're going home. None of that matters to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like bulletin board material. I do. I like people that talk shit. Clarence Engel asked in the comments, do you know what playoff team had a former Mars Hill University offensive lineman starting for them this year? He said lineman. I said offensive because I know who it is. It's the Las Vegas Raiders. Denzel Good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was a former.
Yeah, that's a fun game we could play, and this is a game that we've played. It's one of those things that you'll watch me do and go, "The hell's the matter with you?" Name any player that's been drafted since I started doing this, and now if you start going punters, my average is going to go way down.
Harvin Presley,
Georgia Tech.
That's good.
Now, about Percy Harvin of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I can literally do that all day. And where it screws with me is I'm colorblind. And so I have this weird pneumatic thing in my head that is like, I identify colors.
Mm-hmm.
So like Furman being purple and white, I can get screwed up with like East Carolina. And I do that a lot.
Yep. Any player you throw out, he can probably tell you where they went to
Especially
school.
if they're quarterback. I don't forget quarterbacks.
I feel like quarterbacks are easy, though. Because quarterbacks get all the pub.
Yeah, I don't mean with like first-round guys. I mean guys that didn't get drafted. I can go deep on quarterbacks.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Deep.
What's the purpose of that? Whatever are you going to gain from learning the name of the...
It really makes the XFL, USFL, Alliance of American Football a lot more palatable to watch. I'm going to level you. I don't know how regular people that don't have weird alien brains, I don't know how you watch that shit. I really don't. Because there are guys that I'll say, like the XFL is a good example. There were guys in the XFL, I had absolutely no idea who they were.
Mm-hmm.
None. And some of them wound up being reasonably good.
Mm-hmm. So you can't just watch football for football?
No, I can't.
As much like FCS football as you will watch and bet on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll bet anything.
That amazes me.
I will bet damn near anything.
But when it comes to watching it, you're just not interested.
Eric Miller said that's the same game that me and buddies played in high school. I can do the NBA at like an 85% clip. Ooh, that could be fun. Me and Eric Miller against each other on the NBA because I'm pretty good with the NBA too.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work a few NBA drafts, and you know what I learned in very short order? I care way less about the NBA draft than I do the NFL draft. Because I'd get to like 5 and go, this is bullshit. I mean, it's one thing to do it with ESPN, where, you know, we're covering the Hornets and we're a regional affiliate and we do all those things. Like when you're breaking down paragraphs of the guy that went at 57 that you know damn well is not making his roster, that's harder to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really respect guys that do the NFL, the NBA draft. Adam Black said in 20 years, but when he becomes the GM of the Jets, that's when it'll pay off. Hashtag Mike Mayock wannabe. Mike Mayock is my spirit animal. He hasn't been great at his job, but he got it.
When did you start doing drafts?
2011. This will be my 11th.
Okay. I was just going to pull up something to quiz you here real quick.
Yeah, Sporkle does these. If you ever
God. I remember one day he got in here with what was it? It was like the 2015 draft, 1 through 7 rounds, every guy
it's
you
every
had
player.
Yeah.
And you have to pick where they went to. You have to get the college right. So, but those are even a little biased. Because once you put Alabama in, you've gotten every player from Alabama.
True.
So, I mean, it's
basically just name the school. But when you get deep into those guys that like one guy got drafted from North Texas.
Yeah, I got 251 of 2. I know the one you're talking about. I got 251 of 255 because I could literally name every player that I didn't get.
Right.
And it still pisses me off.
I'm gonna look for a name here.
Yeah, preferably. What year are you talking about?
Here we go. This is I have to tell you the year. I was just gonna give you the name. And you tell me where he went to school.
Well, I mean, there have been 3 Derek Barneses in the last 8 years, so yeah, I'm probably going to need the year.
Okay, well, I was just, 2013.
Okay.
Kobe Hamilton. He was a wide receiver.
Oh, God.
He was drafted in the 6th round by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Kobe Hamilton. He played in the CFL. Indiana's what's coming to mind, but that's not right. I don't remember. That's been so long ago that it's been. When you get into 2013, they have to be a guy that almost did something in the league. Like if they didn't make a roster, then it's been replaced.
Aw. So you tapping out on the first one that I give you?
What round did he get drafted in?
In the 6th.
I was about to say he was the 6th round pick because I was almost confident enough to say that out loud.
Mm-hmm. Kobe Hamilton. He's a wide receiver from the SEC.
I don't remember.
It's Arkansas.
Oh, shit. I should have. Damn it. I should have known that for a very specific reason.
Uh-huh. Why is that?
He had a brother that played at, I think, Arkansas as well, actually.
Did he really?
If you give me $1 million to tell you his brother's name, I couldn't do it.
I don't know. I was going to look into his personals here and see if that's actually accurate.
95% sure he had a brother that played in the SEC. Or I shouldn't say played in the SEC. I think he played at Arkansas.
Yeah, nothing in here about his brother. No, I don't know. Can't do it. Ooh, here's one. How about... Here's another 6th round wide receiver.
Oh, God.
Ryan Swope.
He actually wound up playing tight end. Ryan Swope, I don't remember. He played for the Packers. And I think maybe the Steelers. He was a big bastard.
No. He was drafted.
Am I thinking of the wrong Swope?
I don't know. I don't know what Swope you're thinking of. But this guy went to Texas A&M. He got drafted by the Cardinals in 2013 and didn't do anything.
What is the guy's name I'm thinking of? He played for the Packers.
I don't know. All right, this is a fun game that we can continue to play on and on and on throughout the broadcast tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about the same guy. Ryan Swope. Yeah, he played tight end for the Packers. He's a big bastard. He weighed like 240 by the time, or it might have been more than that because he wasn't super tall if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not crazy on this. I remember that because he was actually, if I remember correctly, he wound up being fantasy relevant one time.
One time?
Might have been the end of the year and somebody was dead, but.
Okay.
I love how the first time we do that, he picks a year that was 2 years into me doing this, and he goes 6th round wide receiver.
Yep. You say you're that good. I'm not going to give you something friggin' obvious. I mean, if I could answer it, I'm definitely not going to ask it for you.
Go a year in the last 3.
A year in the last 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you also have to remember it gets harder when I do this when I'm doing the current draft. Adam Black said he's going from the Jets GM to the USFL GM. That is the Jets GM. They're about equivalent.
Really?
John Idzik.
I thought you liked Joe Douglas.
I didn't mean the current one. I meant that's who we've hired for the better part of the last 15 years.
Oh, I got you. All right, let's see here. Let's go to 2019. And we'll just pull out. Ryan Connolly. Ryan Connolly.
You have to give me a little more than that.
He was a linebacker taken in the 5th round.
He never did anything in the league, so I have no idea. Why don't you start bringing out kickers or undrafted offensive tackles?
You said you were good at this game. I just wanted to.
I'm a hell of a lot better than anybody you've ever met. I promise that. Yeah, I don't remember that name at all. That's another thing you got to remember is every once in a while there's a guy that goes completely off the board, usually drafted by the New England Patriots, that I've never heard of them. New England had 2 of those in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's either 2020 or 2019. They drafted 2 different guys that I had literally never heard of, which, by the way, is hard to do.
It's hard to do. Foster Moreau. There's Foster Moreau. Look at him.
I like Foster Moreau.
Can you do Foster Moreau? Where did he go to school?
I don't remember where he went to school.
You're not building yourself up very well in this contest.
I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. I don't really fucking care. If you name me a player that you throw me three that never played, two of them that never played a down in the NFL, and Foster Moreau, I just genuinely don't know.
LSU.
I should have known that. I didn't, but I should have.
He went to LSU. All right, yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun with this tomorrow. Oh, Rob Johnson says he got an easy one. Evan Spencer.
You're gonna have to clarify which one.
Are there more than one Evan Spencer?
I
have no idea who that is, so I'm gonna have to.
There was one that was an offensive lineman. That's been forever ago.
Let's see. He was drafted
and then there was a receiver.
6th round in 2015.
And then there was a receiver, and I don't remember where he went. He went to a big school because he was like the 4th receiver on his own team. 2015. That's not the lineman. The lineman was further back than that. Ajira Tutu. I remember him. God, that bastard. He was a big, tall bastard.
Ojira Tutu.
Say Ajira Tutu. I should know that one, and I
Louisville.
Don't. I should know that one, and I don't. It's been a long day. Yeah, JT Money said, do the other side of where Jeremy does this to Tank. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
Oh, you could give me mid-level players, and I don't know where the hell they went to school.
He needs a win here. Justin Jefferson. Oh, LSU.
Hey, yeah, you got that one right. Good job. Good job.
But with Tank only first-rounders, it wouldn't change nearly as much as you would like to think it would.
Oh, stop that.
Ohio State, damn it! I almost said that, and I didn't. He threw the touchdown. That's right. That's right. He threw a touchdown pass to Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Sei Ajira Tutu.
I thought he went to Rutgers, but it's not right.
No.
My brain's just cooked.
He went to Fresno State.
Oh, he was there with he was there right after Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was indeed. That Spencer guy, I still don't know who he is, and
he went to Ohio State.
Apparently played for Tampa for a little while.
Yeah, he went to Ohio State. He was a practice squad guy.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I still have no memory of that person.
I think literally the only thing I remember about him is that he threw a touchdown pass to Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was Michael Thomas, but Rob Johnson would know infinitely better than I would.
Mitch Wishnowski.
I did have somebody. I had somebody ask me on. Let's see. I think that was in our YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me about Danny Gray. It was YouTube because it was off our wide receiver video. I saw it, and I immediately swelled with pride that someone knew who that was. He's going to the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to him.
Right.
I mean, he got good feet. Then again, at every SMU receiver. I could have said that about any receiver that's been drafted out of SMU in the last 10 years.
Right.
And then I did. I named every one of them that I've ever graded and went, I think I've said the exact same thing about every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would give the guy credit for, I'd say his name, but I don't remember it.
No.
I don't remember much anything right now, to be honest with you.
It's been a long week.
It took me 3 hours to make that fucking cop car earlier. So, the fact
is that what you were working on over there?
The fact that I don't have blood coming out of my ear is, it's somewhat, well, we've never had a graphic for Beat the Chief.
Right.
I've always wanted one, but I've never had time to do it.
I didn't know what you were doing doing over there. All I heard was just a lot of cuss words. It was a lot of huffing and a lot of cuss words and a lot of up and down, like, and then leave room for a little bit and come back.
Yeah, it's because it's what it's like sitting across from you most of the time. You make more noise drinking water than any person I have ever met in my entire life.
Well, I mean, just
get my water in. I'm going to get you an open mouth water bottle.
Okay.
Classic Clay said the cop car looked good. Thank you.
Yeah, it did.
Thank you.
Yeah, it did.
And I appreciate that.
It
took
absolutely did.
For freaking ever. It should have taken an hour. It took 3 hours because my computer kept bogging down.
All right, so we're going to be with you at 4:30 tomorrow for the wild card weekend. We appreciate all the suggestions for every all of the things.
Patrick Holt asked if you're making me snow cream. I wouldn't eat it.
No, he wouldn't eat it because it came from the sky, and the
then
sky
landed on
is
the ground.
tainted, and it's laid on the ground.
Eric Miller says Tank wearing his wolf shirt tomorrow, probably.
My wool shirt?
Wolf.
Oh, my wolf shirt. It's like I don't have a wolf shirt.
Might be in the back of your closet, but you're a wolf shirt guy, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I would wear my dragon shirt. I'll wear my dragon shirt tomorrow. What? Why does that irk you so?
It doesn't. In all reality, it doesn't. It's just, you strike me as somebody that has a shirt with wolves on it.
I'm still not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but that's fine.
Devin Joba asked, get this, Tim Biakabatuka, Michigan.
That was easy. God, he's like the second pick.
No, he was 7 or 8. That was the year after Kerry Collins. I was also
in the 96 draft?
Yeah, I was also 9 years old. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that.
Shamunga. I'm still mad he cut it to Tim. I was wanting him to go by Shamunga when he got to the league.
It was Tishminga, if we're being really honest.
Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember it was like T.S.
I used to really like playing with him on Madden. Not because he was even good, just because I was 9 and I thought his name was funny.
Biakabatuka. Yeah, it's going to be rough for you to do ones past the point where you were born.
Yeah, I don't. Well, first of all, I don't do old drafts because they went on for freaking ever.
What are you talking about? The current one goes on forever.
That's just 7 rounds. It could go on.
Yeah, didn't it used to go like 40 rounds or something? Like way back in the 60s?
That was
when there were 7 teams.
That was 800 billion years ago.
Right.
Yeah, that's when like guys that didn't wear helmets were. Somebody in the comments asked me about Rocket Ismail. He went to Notre Dame. Now, if you ask me where his brother went, that one I would struggle with. Cadre, I do not remember where he went.
Cadre Ishmael?
He played for the Ravens.
Minnesota?
No.
Didn't he go somewhere in the Big Ten?
I literally only remember him in Baltimore.
Let's see. Cadre Ishmael.
Syracuse.
Okay.
I always thought it was funny that they called his brother the Rocket and him the Missile. Patrick Holt said, what's on the snow day menu? He's smoking ribs and pork loin.
Nice.
I'm making chili. An aggressive amount of it, too.
You do that in the snow?
What? Smoked pork loin?
Yeah. I just feel like it would be hard to keep the temperature up to do that.
Depends on how good your smoker is.
This is very true.
Rob asked me who drafted him. It was the Raiders. Took him forever to play, too. I used to pull for the Raiders to piss off my Jet fan family, and that was right about the time Rocket Ismail actually started playing for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, chicken lollipop? I didn't know you could do that. Chickens don't have a...
What is a chicken lollipop?
I have no idea.
No, I
know what a lamb lollipop is. I know you can do them with steak, too. Marcus Davenport went to UT San Antonio. Only first-round pick they've ever had, to my knowledge. And they're not about to have another one.
I was going to say, it's got to be. UT San Antonio doesn't... That's one of those programs
they don't
that hasn't
exactly. No, it's existed for
Has
quite
it
a while.
existed for a long
they were
time?
FCS.
That's why.
Patrick Holt said, Google it. Yeah, just so you know, there's a shirt that's going to have our logo on it that just says GTS in big letters. It's coming real soon. And I'm going to wear it every freaking day. Google that shit. Dallas Clark went to Tennessee. No, Dallas Clark went to Iowa. I don't know who the fuck I was just thinking of.
Well, that looks lovely.
Dallas Clark was one of a long line of Iowa tight ends. Who the hell was I thinking of? Tennessee had a tight end right around that time, and it wasn't
Jason Witten.
No, it wasn't Witten. It was after. Let's see. That would have been before Witten. Max Turk. Wasn't he a punter? No, it's Matt Turk.
Yeah, that was Matt Turk.
Matt Turk. Max Turk. I don't remember him. Could have been before my time. Could be. But I'm ready to go.
Just ready to go home. Just ready to do that.
I've slept like 4 hours in 2 days.
I'm gonna have to investigate this chicken lollipop thing. I gotta figure out how you do that.
Oh yeah. He said Google it, and I got distracted. Huh.
Ultimate appetizer for any occasion. Everyone will love these.
It does look lovely. It looks like a chicken wing where somebody ate half of it.
Right. That's the thing that's puzzling to me.
Popular in Indo-Chinese culture. Jordan Jenkins went to Georgia. He was drafted by the Jets. Come on now. You can't give me somebody who's drafted by the Jets.
Hell yeah.
If you give me one of those that's been in my lifetime, I'm probably not going to miss it.
I love that everybody's jumped on this now.
Rob Johnson said you worked hard this week. It's okay to leave early. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get our social media shit done, so I got at least another 45 minutes after we're done with this.
Holy cow. Well,
I didn't get stuff posted. When I wind up on a wild tangent project, it tends to push me behind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, so it is a drumstick, he says. But you just got.
I figured it had to be.
I guess you just got to trim off all the skin and everything.
There's only so many.
Expose the bone.
There's only so many chicken bones that look like that.
So you got something to grab onto.
But my question would be, what do you do with the stuff you cut off? We have so much to learn when it comes to food.
Oh, I know.
I just like eating it.
Pretty much. I
don't really have any ability to. I mean, I can cook certain things. I'm making chili. A lot of it.
It's going to be a fun weekend. We got the live stream coming up tomorrow at 4:30. We will make a plan to have some DFS material for you for Sunday as well. Sunday is going to it's supposed to start snowing here like 9:00 tomorrow night, and then not stop until sometime on Monday. And they're calling for anywhere between 6 and 24 and a half inches of snow.
I'm hoping it's 0.6. I'm hoping they forgot to move the decimal point.
Meanwhile, everyone else wants to see just one good snow before the season's over.
Yeah, I'm good.
And Jeremy will be locked away in terror while it all happens.
I'm not scared of snow. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like snow, when I say I want snow and I love snow, bring on the snow, I want the snow to come, but I don't like all the bad things that happen with it. Like people losing power and shit like that.
Ice and bullshit.
Yeah, no ice. All the snow. Hope everybody stays safe this weekend. We'll be with you tomorrow at 4:30. And until then, be well, and we will see you next time right here in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.